Okay, guys, we are live. For those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Tonight, we're carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, and we are playing through Carl Sargent's classic Night Below campaign. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go the order that I got you guys on the screen here. Let's see here. First up is Steve-O. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently?
Good evening. I am playing Rilligo, the half-elf bard, who is just about to turn level 4 and turn into a powerhouse.
Wow. Yep, powerhouse, level 4. Look out. What are you drinking tonight?
Peroni.
Pierogi, yeah.
Or by pierogies.
Nice. It tastes like bacon and Ukrainian babas. Next up is Hobbs.
Hello, everyone. I am Jason Hobbs, and I am playing Elanion. He is a third, almost fourth level wizard of the elemental earth.
Nice. And next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Bergour, the dwarf fighter, who is currently 4th, gonna be 5th after some training. So, yeah, pretty exciting.
Hell yeah. Didn't you roll a 10 on your last hit dice, too?
I did. So I got 14 hit points for the last level up.
So for those listening at home, if it's better to invest in, if your question is better to invest in Constitution as a fighter or Strength as a fighter, turns out Constitution is not a bad choice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Calidor, the Elven Fighter Thief, who is level 4. And tonight I'm enjoying some Redbreast Lestau edition.
Very nice. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John. I'm playing Dwarven Kettleborn. He is the 4th level Thief Smuggler, multi-classed with soon-to-be 4th level Wizard Illusionist.
Excellent. And last but not least is our resident armor smith, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'm playing Druin Axebrother. He is a level 4 fighter and specialty priest of Clangeddin Silverbeard, Father of Battle, Lord of the Twin Axes, the Giant Killer, the Goblin Bane, the Wormslayer, and the Rock of Battle.
Nice. Hold on, did you slip in Wormslayer there?
Yeah, Wormslayer is one of Clangeddin's titles as well.
Okay.
Blessings of the Silverbeard to you all. I'm having a Coke and Crown Royal tonight.
Very nice. I'm enjoying a lovely, early evening coffee in my Dungeon Musings mug.
Woo-hoo.
It's funny because I did have discoveries today, and I forgot that I was using this, so I held it up to the camera by accident while I was in the middle, and I'm like, oh, and covered it up with my hand. All right.
That was your discovery.
Yeah, it was good. Thank you. Let's see here. I made friends and got, told someone they weren't as badly hurt as they thought they were.
That's the best part about discoveries, is making new friends.
Exactly.
When will the Dungeon Musing goblets be ready for?
Yes.
purchase
Oh, now that I can actually do that. Yeah, shit. Hold on. Because I was planning on getting them for you guys anyway, and then this move, and then the crisis, and whatever else.
Oh, no.
So
I'm not looking for free stuff. I'm looking to buy stuff. So
to buy stuff. Yeah. You know what? This weekend, it's a long weekend in Canada, so I will this weekend clean up the Redbubble store. We got a bunch of other shit done, and I'll get I'll also update all the social media stuff on the on our all of our Icewind Dale and all of our D&D like AD&D sessions as well too. So we'll have all of that corrected. In addition, I'm closing in on our first player's handbook as well too. We need, I believe it's 6 players AD&D players handbooks from the 89 print, and I'm closing in on the first. We have, between the ad revenue and the very generous patrons, we have enough to get 2 of them already. So depending on how cheaply I get them, it could be 2 or 3 of them already. Hello. Yes, I know. Anna says hi as well too. So that's exciting. So we're a step closer to all of us doing the intro, holding up the the books all together. So I am nothing if not in dogged pursuit of a really cheap sight gag.
Cracked me up for some reason.
I got him.
I don't even know why. Oh God.
All right, it's Friday. It's been a long week in a long couple of months. So let's talk about what's happened in our last session. Then we had a little bit of friendly fire, literally, in the gates.
That is not official, by the way. That is nobody actually knows who caused the fire.
You fooled Druin. That's the only person you fooled.
So, from Druin's perspective, what is it that happened last time?
Well, we heard noises at the end of the previous session in the garden of the smugglers. And Druin went stomping through the garden. Calidor chasing caught up pretty quickly. And then Knox, as unexpected as he is, cast a web spell in the garden, catching Hrilligo and Druin in the web.
I don't know if that's exactly right. Can I interject?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fire.
He caught Druin, but Hrilligo ran into it after it was put up.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
They happened at the same time.
Hrilligo ran into the web and got caught, and wasn't able to make a save because he doesn't have enough strength.
God.
So instead of just waiting it out in the duration of the spell in the web, Hrilligo decided he would burn it with burning hands.
No, that is not official. I don't know where you got that information, but that is not.
Caused 2d4 points of damage to both.
Not confirmed.
And
Hrilligo has spent 2 proficiency slots to get the gaslighting proficiency.
Yes.
Carry on, Dave. Sorry.
So, Druin was a little pissed because nobody wanted to admit to who caused the fire, but he knows there's only a couple of people in the group that can actually cast that kind of shit. And
Not me at all.
Dorman
That's fantastic.
and Elanion. Dorman and Elanion don't seem to use fire spells, but you've seen both Knox and Hrilligo cast them.
Doppelgangers are notorious for smoking and leaving their cigarettes outside while they're still burning. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you know? I think it could be apocryphal, but it's a story about the. What is it, like the refrigerator thoughts or refrigerator thought? It's this thing that Hitchcock apparently said that he as long as he had you and convinced that there were no plot holes or problems with his film up until the point at the end of the film, and he didn't bother him if like the night afterwards you were at the fridge getting something and you're like, wait a minute, that didn't make sense. He didn't really care. So I'm picturing that this is like a fridge moment for you, where like you're sitting around after you guys all got back to town, because remember he did convince you early on. And then Druin's sitting at the table and kind of thinking like, well, where could have that fire come? Wait a minute. And you see Hrilligo at the bar like, hey!
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
It's like only Knox and Hrilligo can cast fire spells, and Hrilligo was trapped in the web with me.
I'd like to point out that released you from the web.
Well, first of all,
not incorrect.
I can cast a fire spell if I so chose. I just haven't yet.
I haven't seen that yet. And
Yeah.
same with Dorman. Anyways,
That's a pretty
So-
big jump to conclusions right there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going with the
just kidding.
cigarette. Yeah.
Cigarette.
it's just the knowledge that he has.
Yeah.
So we packed up the cart with a bunch of stuff that we'd found, the smuggler's goods, armor, weapons, Scarlet Brotherhood paraphernalia, preaching about going to war against the local authorities or whatever.
Yep.
And we tossed the bodies of the 3 doppelgangers on the cart and headed back to town. Went straight to Rendemus and told him what was going on. By the time we were able to get to the, what is the name of the
Silver Crown.
The Silver Crown.
Yeah.
To look for Darren Deeds and try to show him one of the corpses and get him to admit to what was going on. He had already skipped town. But even though he'd already skipped town, Dorman was very thorough with exorbitant bribes to, I think he paid like 15 gold to confirm that we didn't know where he was.
That's right.
And
that's the most expensive.
It was.
I think it's the most expensive new friend you've made in this game so far.
But I made a friend.
You did make a friend.
Yeah. maybe greasing some palms to find himself a new trainer because I unfortunately got rid of the last one.
Well, Calidor too.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Halor felt really good about it.
Because he saved 450 gold on his training for fighters.
Yeah.
Now that I suspect he was a doppelganger to begin with, I'm happy he's gone too.
Did you call it a doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
That's a great portmanteau. We gotta figure out what it means, but
that's like when a player comes to the table and it's not really the player that you think it is, it's somebody else pretending to be that player.
Yeah. Or it's the same, you're playing with the same type of player that you've played with before. Like, oh man, you remind me of my buddy, whatever.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. There you go.
It's like when Druin posts in chat using Falkerill Hawkfriend that this game sucks. He's really getting John in trouble.
Yeah.
Really go.
Okay. So that's right. We had a while. Yeah, that was confusing in a session not too long ago. So let's talk about tonight's session, though, guys. We have 4 hours stretched open before us, an open canvas, and nothing but, I guess, training to get done to start with. So, let's see here. What we have is Elanion, Riligo, Calidor, Bergour, Druin, Dorman. I think all of you guys have at least 3 weeks of training, in some cases 4 weeks of training, plus an extra week of services in Harleton for the priest. So Druin's occupied for 4 weeks. Dorman's occupied for 4 weeks, basically traveling back and forth from Thurmaster. When you factor that in, 3 weeks of training for Calidor, 4 weeks of training for Bergour. 3 weeks of training, or 4 weeks including travel for Elanion. Oh no, because you can study with your ghost
Anywhere.
lady. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Gosh, you don't have to say it like that. It sounds kind of creepy.
Well, I mean, no one else can see her, but you just sit in your room burning incense for hours on end. So,
or out in the woods.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay.
Open the door and it's like Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. So then, guys, now what we're going to say is George unfortunately could not make it tonight because he was his day got away from him, so he's not going to be able to join us. But what we'll say is because Knox does not have any additional training, we're going to bank 4 weeks worth of identify spells for him. So we're going to assume that's what he's doing, and if there's other stuff that he wants to say as well, then we'll let him fill in that time. But because he said that was what he was planning on doing, we'll let him do that. Chael as well, we're going to assume that he's doing the training during this period, and that he's going to take part in the services that Druin's going to go and perform, which should be great. I look forward to seeing a mixed Coralon Clangadin ceremony. So
CNC Music Factory.
Yeah, really. All right. So then, guys, is there anything else you guys want to do before we kind of dip into our training montage here?
Let's get it done. You
guys had spoken to... Oh, and there was some discussion as well, too, of what you guys want to be doing next, too. So, let's do the nitty-gritty stuff first. So, we've got... Does everyone have money to train? Can everyone afford their next level?
I've already forked out the gold.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so your next level is, I think, you're hitting what level, Steve? Level 4 now? 3?
4.
Level 4.
9.
Okay, so level 4 will cost you 900.
Yep.
And you got it?
Yep.
I want to see it.
Oh, no. you can look at my profile.
All right, so you got your money. So you'll disappear. I think you're going to go head off to Thurmaster to go and train with that dwarf as well, too. Where is he here?
I gotta go with the bard. Yay!
Yeah, it'll be you and... That's right, there's 2 of you guys heading upriver.
Teach me how to cast fireball.
Fortunately, traveling upriver is really not the most conducive for careful study. So, do you remember the eels from before? And the toads?
No, I'd like that from my memory.
So, you'll be having to keep an eye out for stuff.
You got a sleep spell for them.
Ah, there you go. Okay, so let's start off with this here. So that means, Roligo, would you kindly give us a roll of 2d6, please?
Yes.
Let's see how many hit points you get here.
Oh, yeah,
Come on.
/roll 2d6.
Phone.
That's 5.
4. No, that's 4. You don't add them
4.
together. You take the highest of the
6.
2.
2. Got it. So that's a total of what? 4.
Total of 4. Yep.
Sweet. That gives me 18 hit points. What's up?
Wow. Do you have any con modifier or no?
No.
No. Okay, so 4. There you go. And Hobbs,
con
give us a
artist.
roll of 2d4.
Let me find it here.
Come on.
I mean, my con is 14. You'd think you'd get a hit point bonus for having a con of 14, but
You should definitely put that in the letter, address it to Gary Gygax, and just hold on to that.
and put a little lipstick kiss on it.
So that's 4. Fantastic. Good job. And Elaine, you know what I'll let you do is I'm actually going to give you a discount on this level because you did find one of those rose stones in the bowels underneath, or the ruins underneath Head-Atop Warren.
Okay.
Okay. Bergour, level 5. Let's roll 2d10. Let's see if he
Come on,
can
Dwarven
continue on. 9? 9 is not bad.
9 is not bad, especially when you factor in that I have +4 per level from my 18
Yeah.
Constitution.
Awesome. You basically got like an adult black dragon's worth of hit points in this little dwarf.
Well, not yet.
Nice.
Getting close though.
Well, that's great. Now we got a good little crew here. I
Yeah.
like
How many,
this, you know?
how many hit points do you have now, Bergour?
59.
59. Wow.
I don't have to tank anymore. Well, that's a relief.
Jeez, Jeffrey, I think you have already rolled for your level, right? For level 3.
Yeah, everything's done. This kind of interrupted the halfway between my 2 training.
Okay, so we've done that already. And Dorman, we've already done that for you, or did you get enough to get your thief training, or you can't afford that?
I can't afford the.
Oh, and you got no
level 5
trainer now
training.
either.
Yeah.
Was that the reason you were really opposed to this mission?
No, I couldn't afford it either way. So
Oh, fair enough.
I'm gonna need 1,600 gold for
Yeesh.
this level.
Yep. Okay. Then Dave, if you're what level? This is just part and parcel of your cleric training, right? And you've already rolled for that.
Yeah, I did the cleric training earlier on. It's just the fighter training I needed to do, and I've already added the hit points in. So I'd rolled them prior.
Yep.
So we thought we were doing it all together, and that's when I asked if we were going to
Okay.
do that mission.
So let's see here. We need to, Arlen, remember to adjust your THACO for each of your weapons, because when you get a level as a fighter, you're going to definitely go down. And I don't remember if bards get to go down as well too at level 4.
No, it's level 5 is the next one.
For bards, okay.
Because they run on the thief.
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah. And I think it's sometime around level 15 is when all the wizards go down. So there you go. All right, so let's talk about. Let's see here, Elaine. You got a new level now, which means you get a new spell as well. If you're level 4, that means you get to select a second level or first or second level Earth spell. So take a look at that. Riligo, you're gaining a new level now too, so you can get a second level spell. Let me grab my.
That's right. And George mentioned that he would let me copy his. I don't know if we can do that this time or not.
You cannot do it right now.
Okay.
Because actually you're not going to have time because you need 4 weeks to travel. It's 4 days to Thurmester, 4 days back,
Right.
and you're going to need to train and copy these spells as well too
Okay.
for whatever
Sure.
you learn here.
Okay, let's do that. And I get 15 more points for my skills, right?
You do, yes.
That gives me an 85 for pickpocket. It is time. It is time to start financing our very important endeavors. Hard-earned local people's cash.
Oh, fantastic.
Go after your trainer. He's pocketing all your money.
Okay. Let's see here. Then, so Elanion, we'll get back to what your spell is. Bergour, do you have anything else you want to be doing, Bergour? Any other purchases you want to get? Any new armor?
I don't think I can afford any new armor or anything. Not unless there's a bank where I can put my money in, because it's taking up precious weight with how heavy my armor is. But I
What are you
think
wearing now?
What? I'm still wearing splint.
Because Bandit is 200 gold. It's the same AC, but it's DR2, and it's 5 pounds lighter.
Oh, I have. How much do I have? I have 289 left. So yeah, I could go up to Bandit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely got the money
Little
for it.
DR2, baby. DR2.
Nice.
I'm not changing the
Iron
name of my
Dwarfs.
chainmail company, though. Not changing it.
Good.
I've already
Good to
looked on
hear.
Instagram. DR1 chainmail is available.
Excellent. So then, what else? Is there anything else you guys wish to do before we talk? Or we transition to talking about? Oh, yes. Hold on, Steve. Let's randomly roll, see what spell you're going to get.
I get a spell and then a random spell as well.
That's right.
How much?
Yeah.
How much does Dorman need?
I need 1,300 more gold.
More than you have?
Yeah, I've got like 200 on me.
Yeah, I got about 80.
So thieves level up quick.
Hmm.
What did it cost to go up to level 3?
900. Oh wait, 2 to 3 is 2 weeks at 200 each, so 400.
400. Okay.
It's 400, 900, 1,600, and then exponentially.
Yeah. So I think you had 1,300 on you, Steve. So, you're muted.
Yeah, I also had about 200 from before too.
Okay, from leftover.
Or
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, give me a 1d 45 roll, please.
A 45. Okay.
Yes, please.
We're playing
Yeah, that-
reference now?
Or roll 4d5. Okay. Roll.
No. Roll
Yeah.
1d 45.
Oh, got it. 1d45.
You got it.
Yeah,
Very
like the LP.
Huh? Oh, 45. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
You guys are confusing tonight. All right. 16. There we go.
You rolled a race again. Roll again.
Erase again. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I can press.
Oh yeah.
up to
Fair,
the
fair
enemy.
warning to the spellcasters. Religo has erase in his spellbook now.
That actually could be beneficial.
So
They have
you
spells
have
that one.
learned detect
Yeah.
undead.
Oh, cool. Detect undead. Is that level 2 or level 1?
That is level 1.
Okay.
Are
one.
Can you cast second level spells now?
Yes, I can. I got 1.
Oh, then yeah. You know what? Here, let's do this. Let's apply that roll. So you didn't learn detect undead. That was a vicious lie. I don't know where you
Screw
heard
detect
that.
undead. All
That would be a great
Yeah.
spell for the bar, though.
The detect
bar?
undead.
Hmm.
Yeah, well,
What? Okay. Vampires. That's what you're talking about. Got it. Bar vamps.
You learned
Yes.
the spell Fool's Gold.
Oh.
That is a nice.
Oh, I like this. Fool's gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you
And,
did not learn detect undead. You did learn Fool's Gold. You know what?
So
Let's
like
let you
someone's
learn
gold.
both. I'm feeling generous tonight. It's
oh.
been a
Wait.
great
What a-
afternoon. I've had not one but 2 naps this afternoon. So
Dang boy.
this was it was a very, very long week. Had a nap outside and then came inside specifically to have a nap in a different place. I'm not quite done with this yet. All right. Now, Hobbs, you do you have a spell selected, a stone spell selected that you want to learn?
Not yet, because I'm trying to find that spot that has all the earth possibilities.
It was sent to you in an electronic mail.
Does that have them by earth or no?
No. If you go to volume 4, though,
I found it.
yep, and it's right near the back of volume 4. It's on page.
1,115.
I found it somewhere. But I'll
There you
find
go.
it again.
Yeah, so there you got Fool's Gold, Pit, Maximilian's Earth and Grasp, and Stone Sleep as options.
Yeah.
I feel like I might already have all those.
Then you know what? You were only barred from air. Why don't we? Oh no, hold on. You actually need to learn it from your specialty. Shit.
Yeah. Say them again. I don't
Oh.
think I have Stone Sleep. I took Pit instead.
That's right. So why don't you put down Stone Sleep as yours, and then the offered spell. You feel that this ghost lady is more water or more fire? Hobbs?
Say that again.
Your trainer, that the spectral stone elf.
Yeah.
Do you feel that she is more attuned to water or to fire?
Water.
Water. Okay. So what she's going to offer you is, oh my god, what might be the very best spell if it does what I think it does. Let me just quickly check here. This seems remarkably broken, but let's just make sure.
Create water.
Yeah, exactly.
1 cup of fresh water, whatever you want.
You guys gotten up pretty light for
Good, I can get
for
rid of some
water.
of these water skins I'm carrying.
Exactly. For Kevin's games, that's a miracle.
Even if you just get like purify water,
Oh,
you
man.
can fill it up in
You guys just
fill-
wait
fill
till
our
we
skins up. Yeah.
wait till we play Dark Sun. That con loss adds up so quick.
What do I roll for how many pages in my spell book it takes up?
D6 -1, and then the spell level on top of that.
Jesus. So, it does what I think it does. One of your options is Shark Bolt. It does exactly what it sounds like.
It shoots sharks at people?
It creates
Awesome.
1 or more bolts of water, each the size and shape of a small dark brown shark. Once it's cast, the shark bolt swims directly from the caster's hand through the air or water to bite the indicated target at a rate of 24. So that's
Wow.
well, it's not 24 hexes. That's the like AD&D move. So
okay, good.
it's divided by 3 times 10, so it's like 80. So it is really, really quick.
Is that first or second?
That's second level. It strikes at the target with a THAC0 15, inflicting 2d4 points of bite damage per bolt. Each bolt pursues its target until striking or until traveling beyond the range of the spell. So if it misses, it keeps on going. Concentration is unnecessary, and
Flying brown shark.
can be attacked. The spell creates a number of bolts equal to half the level of the caster to a maximum of 10.
Any more of that incense? I want to meet your spirit lady.
So that would create 2 shark bolts. Does that
I
sound?
would like to train in water shark riding.
Yes. So that's one
We could
option.
shrink you and put you on them. That would be sweet.
Shark bolt, and the other one is create water.
I knew it.
Could we
See-
drink a shark bolt?
So this is really like the choice between like
That's like a drinking game.
Yeah, it's kinda like-
playing roulette.
Shark bolt.
you remember Michael Richards'
You do shark bolts.
character in UHF when he had the kid
No,
drink
I
from the
don't follow
fire
that.
hose. That would kind of be what the situation
The
would be.
fire
Yeah.
hose.
So that's what it is. It's like playing dice around the table, and if you get the wrong dice roll or whatever, then you don't get a swig from your beer. You get a shark bolt in the face.
Shark bolt in the face. So create water or shark bolt. What are you thinking?
Shark bolt. This lady wants those other elves bad.
Yeah, nice. So you get your shark bolt. Love it.
Now,
Clearly
I
a
don't
spell.
have that. That was not in Tome of Magic, right?
No, it's in the Wizard Spell Compendium.
Okay,
Shark
so
bolt's in volume.
I'll find it.
Yeah, it's in volume 3. If that helps.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
what do I roll again? Tell me. So if I have 2 spells, I would roll 1d6 -1 plus 2 for second level, or
We
times
also,
2?
I have one more bit of bad news. We do have one risky endeavor that is standing between you and Shark Bolt.
So learn it.
That is learning it. Yeah, we got to make your chance. That's that. You've already learned your automatic one. You got to roll to see if you learn this one. So go ahead and give us a roll.
Who do you think
here.
I am, George Strait?
Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Oh my god. Nice. Well done. Okay. Then, John, do you have your choice for illusion spell that
Yeah.
you're going to learn? What's that?
Mirror image.
Mirror image. Nice. That's an awesome spell.
Make me even harder to hit.
Okay.
Solid.
And then we've got let's see here. We've also got Towster. Towster has some spells that you could potentially learn as well too.
I am barred from evocation, necromancy, and abjuration.
Okay. Well, divination you're still good for. Do you have ESP in your book yet?
I don't. What does ESP do?
ESP is it was renamed in 3rd edition and in Pathfinder. It's the detect thoughts spell.
Oh,
You always win at 20 questions.
Yeah.
Extrasensory perception.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's one option. Invisibility you already have. Web, I think, is what, transmutation or invocation?
Donate more
Web
webcasters.
is... Well, you don't want people web slinging?
Web's a stupid spell.
Evocation, I can't learn that
You
one.
can't learn that one? Okay. So first level spells that you may not have, comprehend languages.
Well, does he have any second level spells that are like strength?
No.
No?
Damn webs.
Do you mean like strength, or are you asking about the strength spell?
The strength spell.
He has one very much like strength called ESP, in that it's second level as well. And it's one you can learn. Let me take a look here. There is probably some other stuff in his book. What we've been saying is that Towster has a bunch of books sitting around his place, and this is the reason I don't bother keeping track of which ones he actually knows, apart from the ones in the book. So what he also has today... Why don't you give me here? Let's do this. John, give me 3 1d44 rolls. Let's see what other ones he's got kicking around. Nice.
13, 2, and 1.
Oh, okay. Good lord. Okay, so he has Alter Self, he has Bind, and he has Fog Cloud. I don't know which one of those you're barred from learning. Do you have Alter Self already?
I do not.
Okay, so Alter Self, I know you can learn... Oh, wait, that one's... that's not...
Oh, it's Alteration. I can learn that one.
Okay.
I can learn Bind and then Fog Cloud.
Fog Cloud, yeah.
I can learn all 3 of those.
Okay. So those or ESP, those are all pretty good spells. Any of those jump out at you?
Well, I'm pretty good with rope, and binding is fairly interesting. It'll help. Yeah, I'll go with bind. It gives me some kind of ability to tie people up and help people in combat.
Okay, so give us a spell learn roll here. Let's see if you can figure it out.
Okay, so I want to get under my spell roll.
Okay, yes you do. Come on.
100.
Come on.
Less than 85. I rolled a 100.
So, not bind.
I did that right. No,
Wow.
You rolled a D0.
I did roll a D0.
Yeah.
Automatic 100.
I got it.
Okay. So
My
yes,
keyboard is having issues. I gotta put batteries in it.
Okay. All right. So that is yeah, that's good. So you learn bind in the course of your studies there. So then and if there are other ones that came up in that list that you do want to make sure you try and learn in future, you might want to write it down to remind Towster. He is quite forgetful as to what spells he actually knows.
But be silly.
All right. So then, guys, this takes us through all of Good Month, all of Harvester, and into... Oh, there's Brewfest. I think you guys will all meet up for Brewfest before you go down to... Oh, yes, there's 2 ways we can do this. You can all meet up for Brewfest and then enjoy Brewfest in Millbourne, or you can meet up in Millbourne in time to go to Harleton to have Brewfest there and then do that week of services afterwards. What do you guys think?
Brewfest! Woo!
Brewfest apparently is the Millbourne version of Stampede.
Really go make so much money at Brewfest, and all these academy girls, they're out for the holidays.
You really are trying to...
Good time. Yeah, we come on, guys.
The cancellation of the Calgary Stampede is hitting some of us harder than others. So, let's see here.
It hits people?
Why don't you give us... somebody give me a percentile roll, please. Whatever the first one is, I'll take that.
Incidentally, I can make up to 600 GP of coins with my spell Fool's Gold. I think we should do some shopping as we travel.
If somebody sees through that, they're going to be really mad at you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm good at running.
I'm not. And I disagree with this strategy 100%.
We've had characters who have died and been forced to leave the campaign, but for a site-based campaign, it will be interesting to see a character willingly walk away from the site. Like, see you guys, I gotta go. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Here's what happens, guys. So forgive me. I was grabbing the book when you guys were making the decision as to where you're going to be for Brewfest. Is it going to be in Milbourne or in Harleton?
Definitely Milbourne.
Definitely Milbourne.
Yeah. We're gonna hang out
Seems
at.
like it'd be the perfect place for weddings and such.
It's a matter of if the people were willing to come up to Milbourne, then it would be Semheis who would just do the ceremonies himself. It's the fact that they want to be married in Harleton. They don't want to have to all travel, right at the end of the season and all travel up to Milbourne in order to just get married. They want to do it in their homes or in their region. That's why the guys have to go down to Harleton to do it.
I think we're gonna hang out at Darren or Deed's old hut to see how things go there.
Okay, that's right. You guys
new faces show in town.
Yeah, I mean the unfortunate thing at this time of year is there is constantly a stream of new faces coming in. But so guys, what I'll do, I'll turn it over to you guys. Why don't you tell me about your months and tell me what it's like for you guys to be getting back together after, because Dorman and Rilligo would have been gone for a month. Elanion's really in like seclusion, either like somewhere in the woods outside town or something like that, or just in his room. Bergour and Calidor and Druin are all quite busy at their various, and Chael, we're all working at either their various, trainer tasks or whatnot. What's a month past? What do you spend the last month of summer doing?
Well, Dorman was making plans to purchase wedding gifts for the people over in Harleton that are getting married. So he's probably making the rounds to local farms, seeing what's for sale, and making arrangements to deliver them.
Sure. Yeah, okay. So you've been keeping an eye out for stuff and snagging stuff here and there. You were one of those conscientious, holiday buyers who buys throughout the year and doesn't scramble around. They're out trying to get shit right at the last minute. What about Calidor and Bergour? You guys have been keeping watch and anything interesting happen in that last month, or have you guys really been? And I guess the other thing is, are you keeping an eye on all these strange faces or perhaps familiar faces, knowing that there were doppelgangers, in this town?
Calidor absolutely hates training and hates guard duty and probably doesn't work too hard at it. Whatever is required. I don't think he's extra cautiously looking out for doppelgangers or anything.
Okay. I was thinking more for his own personal safety.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if he thought any of them were deeds, he would obviously be concerned. But
okay, it's tough to tell. I mean, each of these each of these strange faces that come by, some of them hold eye contact longer than maybe is necessary. And why are they looking at you? Is it because you're an elf in a region that isn't populated heavily with elves? Is it because you're just a scruffy looking guy, or is there something else going on behind those eyes? What about Bergour?
I think Bergour has sort of taken up, he and old Grizzler, the old dwarf, they like to play dice in the tavern against each other for rounds of ale or something like that,
Yeah.
Really keeping any particular track. The way that happens when you play the same game a lot of times with the one person that's, it's like playing cards. It's just something to do to pass the time.
Absolutely.
But Bergour also, of course, is not he has a very high tolerance given his pretty high constitution, so it's one of those kind of like, just sit and down one and another and down one and another and down one, and eventually there's a pile of mugs stacked up and it's like, oh, I guess it's time for bed. We'll wake up in the morning and do more guard duty. Get drunk again tomorrow.
Okay. And there's one thing that comes up actually in the course of bear with me a moment here. Because there is something that old Grizzler will kind of let slip over the course of I'm a doppelganger. No, I...
Killed
Oops,
my
sorry
brother.
about that.
Yeah. Quick, hands up. Who's a doppelganger? Hey! Oh. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. I do find the print-on-demand version is a lot more convenient to look through, but it is a bunch of stuff to... There's a lot of it. Okay. Aha. Here we go. Okay, so what he tells you about as you may recall, Old Grizzler was a miner. That's what brought him to the down here. He is originally from Citadel Silver, but he has spent most of his adult life in, or at least the last 200 years, down here. And what Old Grizzler tells you is that there's an old abandoned mine up there called the Garlstone Mine, and because he worked those mines, it was one of the few times he actually worked as a foreman, right up until the time that they actually shut the thing down. He has a full map of the Garlstone Mines. Now, you can't imagine why on earth you'd ever want to go there. They shut it down because it was played out. Or so he says, at least. But nevertheless, he seems to be very, very, very proud of the careful detail that he's put in his map of the Garlstone Mine.
Good to know.
Yeah, this is what he tells Bergour over drinks. Yeah, Caldor, he tells you nothing. you keep falling asleep and like drifting off and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, when is this guard duty going to be over?
Yeah, really. Okay, and then Elanion, is there anything that you want to, the process of learning is really, I mean, to be honest, much like a dream. It's a month that just flies by in this haze of meditation and slight intoxication from the incense and stuff that you're burning. And the learning is not really a direct, sort of process of like the way you would learn from an in-person trainer. But is there anything else of interest that you want to try and like push towards in that period?
Is there any way I can better get to know who this person is, or maybe what her affiliation is with the old Stone Shapers or the Lost Elves or any of those things?
Try plying her with some drinks.
Dream drinks.
Dream.
So that's a good point, because I don't think you had asked her name previously.
Nope.
So what you do learn over the course of this month is let's see here. Her name is Ilali. I'll spell that for you. Ilali translates to Mist Shadow. And it's not clear whether that is her proper name or whether it's her surname.
Okay. And I also wouldn't mind if I could do some training with my hound.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You would have an extra week of time So certainly, what are you trying to do with your hound?
I don't know what any of those rules are, so I don't know if they could better.
It takes quite a while. Where's the complete ranger? Yeah, it takes quite a while to actually get the training, but you could start it, and then I'm fine with you guys breaking up the training as you go. I don't think you can teach it a trick within a week. I'll take a look during the break to just double check. But what we'll say is we'll bank 1 week of training for your hound. And what was your hound's name again?
I think it's changed. I think I had been calling it a Sala, but you had another name for it that meant something. But I think I had it that meant like loyalty or something like that. But I'm not. I just made that up. I have no idea.
Oh, so shit! No, that's fine. You know what it was? I think I took your name and I looked at the Elven dictionary thing out of Races of the Wild and just came up with what that translates to. So no, take yours instead. Your dog. Asala is his name?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Rilligo. I think you in the time you were there, you've heard once again about the legends. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Why don't you give me, Steve?
Yes.
So you're a bard. I mean, come on. Bards are
seriously, can I not, scare up some cash doing some shows?
The fact that you're not able to raise money with your performances, I think that's more of a inward question to ask than to ask of me.
What are you saying? I trust you're not saying I don't have any talent.
I think remember, this is a pretty medieval society. You have to find a patron, like a real medieval artist.
Exactly.
And then only make songs about how great your patron is so that they give you money.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yep.
You could work for Calidor.
You could probably just play for coppers at the pub, because that's probably all the farmers have.
Rappers make songs about how great they are, and they make lots of money. But that's today, I guess.
I don't think that's necessarily every rapper.
I don't think that's actually how they make the money. I think.
Yeah. Would you kindly give me a 2d20 roll there, Steve-O?
2d20 roll.
Yeah.
Oh, 2d20. Boop. 23.
So here's what you've heard is that up in... You've heard that, and this is around the tavern in Thurmaster. Remember, do not eat the eel pies there. You will get viciously ill. You have heard that in Eastdale, the Saucy Tart is the best place to hear about the local kind of scuttlebutt, the local rumors. So you've been asking about, come on, I gotta make some more money here. I gotta find some more things up. Where am I gonna go? And they told you, that's my Steve impression. They told you that up in Eastdale, here in the north, just north of the Great Rock Dale, you can go there, and that there's a tavern called the Saucy Tart. That's the place you should go to get as much, rumors and potential jobs and whatnot as you could. You also hear that. Oop. You also hear that the blacksmith in Eastdale, Samuel Armstrong, does a crap job.
Sam Armstrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Armstrong does bad
He's
job.
not a very good blues player, or?
Yeah. So, then, so you've heard he's not a particularly good, blacksmith. Now, I think we've covered everyone then. Druin, how about you? Anything of interest happen to you during this month?
So Druin wants to ask the local armorer if he can get some time in on the forge, either when the guy's taking a break or when he shuts down for the evening, if he can leave it open for an extra hour or two and just get in there. He wants to make some embellishments, Clangeddin's logo on pieces that he can fix to the banded mail that's not going to compromise the armor, but at the same time give him some visibility.
It's funny you mention that. You happen to have a party member who is a phenomenal blacksmith.
Me.
Bergour as well.
Well, he's a weaponsmith, I thought, or a blacksmith. Bergour,
I'm
what
just
are you?
a general blacksmith. I'm
Oh.
sort of jack of all trades.
Oh, okay.
I'm an armorer. So
Oh, fuck. Then you can actually, maybe in the
I
evenings.
could make my armor, but it would take to make banded mail, it would take 14 weeks, and we don't have that long.
No,
so.
definitely. You could help. I mean, maybe between yourself and your armor and Bergour's armor, you're helping out with construction, like with insight into how to properly build it for dwarves. It's the locals who are building it, so it's not going to be built by dwarven hands, but at least like how to properly size it and stuff like that. You've got insight into your two sets of armor.
I also have proficiency with dwarven runes, so we could put like runic script along bands of the mail and stuff like that.
So I had this idea. I don't know if I have the time right now, but I was thinking, what if I was able to make gauntlets and put my holy symbol, like have it like engraved into the gauntlet, or have like the holy symbol bolted to or attached to the gauntlet, so that I'm always touching my holy symbol.
It kind of needs to be presented, like that's the whole point of it. You're invoking your god's presence, so just putting it,
so
like,
it wouldn't
tattooing on your knuckles doesn't really
So it's not to skirt the rules, and I would still present it as I normally would when casting a spell.
Yeah.
It's really just for kind of cool factor.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, so long as there's not any kind of mechanical cheat or something like that with it, then I'm totally. That sounds really fucking cool.
So to make it a non-mechanical thing, then
also I
could put it
honestly,
on the palm.
I'm hard pressed to think of a cooler pose for any character than them standing at the side with their fist up like this.
Yeah, I know. Like, if I was an elven elementalist, I would totally want to be doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we now have one more. Arlen, you probably saw us on Twitter already, but we've got yet another.
I saw the Elanion picture. It's great.
We're one step closer to having a full party. Because then I can put all of you guys together as well too. There's a
So if
reason
you take that fist and you bring it down so that it's like knuckles facing the bad guys, I was thinking of maybe having like a plate that covers the knuckles and have my holy symbol on that.
Yeah.
So I still have to like present it or whatever.
Okay.
If you want it to have like open hand where there's no weapon or whatever, I could put it on the palm of the.
Whichever you. It's just going to have to be just like a normal priest's holy symbol. You're going to have a free hand for it, and present it, whether that's on your fist, you're just holding it up, or whether it is the palm. Your choice. That sounds like very, very cool. And what you guys can do as well, so you can figure out what other flourishes you want on your armor, so it'll look exactly the way you guys kind of want it to look.
Okay.
And I'm definitely glad that I drew both of you guys with bandit. Oh shit. Just kidding.
The dwarves have already updated.
Okay, so then, guys, I think that's everything that that needs to be talked about in terms of like bookkeeping. You also would have had time during this sort of period to talk back a little bit about what you want to do next. So why don't we give you guys a little bit of time just to talk about that? We talked on Discord a little bit. We talked a little bit at the end of last session as well too.
Elanion proposed heading to the Patchwork Hills to actually check on the bird people and the ranger that we sent there. Serene.
Yep.
Yeah, the Eric Roker are being attacked by the gnolls.
Oh, so you want to talk to Geralt about that?
Yeah, we should.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
If he's gotten an update from Serene, perhaps.
Okay. Okay, so we'll put that on the list here of list of things we'll play through. So meeting with Geralt. What else are you guys thinking here?
Citadel Silver. Let's go see the dwarves.
Fool's Gold, anyone? You guys are so honest. Like, what part of the country are you from?
Go.
Yes.
You've had Fool's Gold long since before you had the spell. Ha ha ha. That's on back.
Boom.
Yeah. Dorman's not going to spend any fool's gold because he wants to make a name for himself down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. I'm easy. We'll save it for another location. But I'm just saying,
You didn't by any
Copy that.
chance check the duration of Fool's Gold, did you?
Yeah, it's a few hours.
Okay.
1 hour per level. That's plenty of time. Get in, get out. Buy a horse. Some sheep or something. Not nearby. Like this is kind of our haunt. But maybe as we're traveling.
There's a lot of places up north. You've heard about this Eastdale place so much now. So, and you've heard about Citadel Silver. Dwarves are notoriously lenient with thieves, so I'm sure that'll work out well.
That should be fine.
Yeah. What other sort of options do you guys are thinking of pursuing?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Thurmaster. What you wanted to, what in Thurmaster, whatever Toster wanted us to do.
Yep.
I'm looking for a good change of scenery.
So you're against the Patchwork Hills?
Oh, we can check down there, but I'd like to get a new area because I think I tapped Thurmaster out a bit. The wizard over there isn't my kind of wizard.
So let's talk about what the other communities are. Like you have definitely learned about Thurmaster and Harleton and Milbourne. Let's maybe talk about some of the other communities in the north there in Harkenshire. And let me see here. I think it's called Harkenshire.
It says Midmark on the map.
Midmark, sorry. Yeah, reading is key, Kev. Jesus. Okay, so let's talk about what these other communities have to offer here. So.
Well, where's Serene, Kat?
Where is Serene? It's flying around. It's waiting to kill this campaign. I will not bring any more campaigns to Serene because it's been the death of 2 campaigns so far. That's true. Now that you've mentioned, I really want to use Serene. I gotta check and see when Carl Sargent's passing is. It would be Carl Sargent
Oh,
content.
that's the flying. Oh, yeah, okay, that's the flying place.
Yeah, it's the Flying City. So Citadel Silver is over in the western part here in the Blandride Hills. Citadel Silver is a dwarven community of a little more than 2,100 people. It is mostly warriors and craftsmen, and this is sort of a like a refugee community. These are refugees from those who were driven out of the I think it's the Lort Mills or the Lort Mills or the Flame Peaks to the western edge of the yeomanry. So they traveled quite some distance and they settled here. They trade with the humans of Eastdale, but they are pretty reclusive and prefer the company and the trust of their own people. What you've either heard, Dave, you were thinking about the backstory for Druin. I don't think he's from here. I think you maybe have heard about this place, but what you've heard is they're fairly secretive about what they're shipping out of there as well too, almost as if they want to sort of keep whatever ores or precious gems or whatever they found underneath Citadel Silver. They're trying to keep that to themselves. Okay. Then you have Kirkliston, which is to the north there, just north of Eastdale. Kirkliston is named after the church. It is. Let's see here. It is a fairly religious area to Saint Cuthbert. It is not very big. There's a mixed community of humans, elves, half-elves, and halflings. It's only about 360 people. There's not really much of interest otherwise in Kirkliston, apart from just being a place to stay on the road to other places. Threshold is in the northeast here, right along the Isenduin River. Just east, or rather, east of the Red Thicket. Threshold is the capital of Midmark. and 5 years ago, it was attacked by a horde of monsters from a nearby region, from those hills over there. So the city is still recovering from that. Only half of the city is still habitable. The rest of it is still in ruins and back under construction. This probably could have been part of the Greyhawk Wars when that was destroyed, when the Giants made a pass or a foray out into the far eastern regions in the Yeomanry. It has a population just over 25,000, so it is of all the kind of towns in the region, it is certainly the largest, and it has the most variety of goods and so forth. It also, like game-wise, it's going to have the most variety of trainers that you guys are likely to find. Raven's Pass, which is just east or west. Level ones? What's that?
And higher level trainers.
And probably higher level ones as well too. Yeah, in all likelihood.
That was Threshold, or
Raven's Pass is just that's in Threshold. That's in Threshold. Raven's Pass is a thorp. It's got about 100 people in it. It's very much like Harleton. It is a small village. It's effectively, what you've heard is that it's a layover for merchant caravans heading to and from Threshold. But over time, it's grown home to a few hardy souls who support themselves by logging the great red and white birch trees in the red thicket. Has no means of defense and is merely a small collection of homesteads, stables, and a tavern called the Mason's Apron. Let's see, what else can you see in here? Westkeep. Yep, Westkeep in the top left there. So Westkeep is a village on the far eastern or western edge of the Middenmark. Westkeep draws its name from a single watchtower monastery built by the local populace and clerics of St. Cuthbert. The watchtower serves as a means of protection and also a place of study and training for young apprentice clerics. So there's this massive holy kind of monastery set to St. Cuthbert there. Population of them is a little over 600, almost 650. But it is a quite religious community. So it does keep to its...
You don't like Fool's Gold.
Yeah, that's definitely where you should try. And the last one there, guys, is Eastdale. Eastdale's got a population a little over 2,000. It is located on the edge of the Darkwood Forest, and it is primarily of humans and dwarves from Citadel Silver. There's a smattering of elves, half-elves, and otherwise. And the dwarves and men of the region maintain strong relations for trade and for defense. It's making a mess. Let's see here. The Church of St. Cuthbert holds political and administrative control over the town. Remember that the whole yeomanry is all a democracy, and if you choose to elect religious leaders in, then you have a de facto, theocracy. It's also Eastdale is this religious center of Middenmark and provides everything from training of new adepts to barracking a small company of Red Bannermen, which are a order of St. Cuthbert out of Threshold. Eastdale has also proven popular recently as the staging ground for expeditions into the Great Rock Dale. Remember, there's those...
Inglorious Bastards, I remember those guys.
Yeah, those guys were from there, and in addition, there are those Sewell ruins that are said to be down in the Great Rock Dale. Some things that predate all those hordes of humanoids that live in there. So it's also become fairly popular in that. Although obviously what you've heard, Religo, is that the contrast between a bunch of fairly tight-ass religious types worshiping St. Cuthbert and a bunch of freewheeling adventurers, it definitely can cause for an interesting and sometimes tense atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that's what's to the north there. All right.
So what do you guys think?
Steve, I don't want to alarm you, but something's happened to your eyes.
This is my new heads-up display.
Good.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Guy Incognito.
Yes. What are we to do? Are we going to go there?
Where's there? What are you suggesting?
Eastdale? Because I could inquire, make some inquiries about my.
Why do we want to go to Eastdale?
Staging point to get into the Great Rock Dale.
Find me a new trainer.
Pass it on the way there.
Information with respect to rumors and so on. It's the Blackstone. Oh no, don't use the blacksmith. But Saucy Tart is a good bar to get info at, and I know it well.
Can we go and talk to Geralt first?
Sure.
Yes.
See how that's going, at least.
So what's like the Saucy Tart is like the seedy underbelly of this like super religious town? Is that?
It is, yeah.
Okay. So all right.
So, is this suddenly what this campaign is now? Is you guys are going to go to Eastdale?
It's bar hopping.
Okay.
I have no interest in going to Eastdale. I don't know why anyone else does, but
Well, I don't have a trainer anymore, so that's one of the reasons.
That was just my information. I'm really not that fussy.
Okay. So let's see here. When you check in with Geralt, and we'll say that this is before you guys come back, because something else has happened this month as well too. Thank you to the Oriental Adventures for their awesome monthly events chart. When you meet with him, he's probably busy working in the back. But when you guys go, and you can decide who's still in here. It's probably Calidor, Bergour, Druin, and Elanion. You guys would all be in town still for this. And just as a refresher of what Geralt looks like here, where are we here? Where are you, buddy? Where are you, buddy? These Rangers. They have a. Here we go. So that's what Geralt looks like. And he walks with a fairly noticeable limp as well. So you guys walk up, and Geralt's dogs come running out. Because they've now come to, see and know you guys quite well. So I know that Elanion has animal handling, so they probably say hi to you, and they kind of sniff around Asala to, kind of get the lay of the canine land here. And you can hear Geralt from inside, and he's like, "Easy, girls, easy!" And then he walks out, and he's got his big, like a carpenter smock on. It's covered in sawdust. He's clearly been working on stuff. And he says, "Oh, afternoon? Heck of a hot day. What are you here for? And all of you together. Something I should be concerned of."
no, nothing like that. Things are quiet. Too quiet. We have our own concerns, and we hope you can sway them, you rough carpenter man.
Sure. Come inside, smooth elven man. Please. So he goes and whoever's with you guys, he pours drinks for each of you guys from it's probably a water cistern that he's got. He's not got his beer kicking around his house. So you guys have a drink.
Calidor looks disappointed when he puts the water down in front of him.
Yeah. So I hear that you uncovered a shapeshifters in the town. Deeds?
True.
That's a troubling development.
Well, we don't know if Deeds was one of them, but those under his employ certainly were.
Huh.
He clearly knew about it because he skipped town really fast.
I've never encountered one of their kind before. It's I hear as well that there was information about the kind of gestures down to the south. Our red-cloaked friends.
Mm-hmm.
Did you learn anything further about that?
Armor, weapons, propaganda. That's all we got. It's alarming, though.
It is.
They'd gotten off in Melbourne and not somewhere else downriver.
Yeah, it's good that it's not here, though. Troubling that they think that they can extend their reach so fast and so soon. I'm sure you've heard the legends as well, too. The whispers of red-cloaked assassins arriving and leaving seemingly unkillable or unreachable targets dead at their hands by blade or by poison.
I thought you were talking about the legend of Elanion.
The legend of Elanion that has not reached it. Elanion, impressive.
Wear red cloaks.
You're wise not to.
Yeah, no kidding.
More the red-hooded strangers I've heard, not in Heronshire, but in neighboring counties and neighboring regions. Some have been very aggressively invited to leave their communities. So that's worrying, but at least one problem dealt with. What did you come here for? You certainly didn't come just to give an old man an excuse to stop working.
Well, if you needed that, we could come more often.
You're welcome any time, Druin. Of course. Though, I have heard... Have you heard anything about these attacks in the northern farms?
Oh, I thought you were going to mention Aarakocra. That's part of why we came.
Really? Do you have word of that? I haven't heard anything from Serene since she left.
That's what we were wondering. She had asked us if we could help them, and we were busy with the goblins at Heathertop Warren, and yeah, we don't know if it's still worth going down there to help.
Do you think you guys have shared a pint with him at some point and told him the story of what's gone on there?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay, so then we'll assume that he knows about that stuff. We're not going to go through the yes, like you told me about that night at the tavern, exposition.
We don't need to do a terrible, as you know, Bob.
Exactly.
Storytelling thing.
That's a great way of describing it. Oh my god.
That's actually what it's called.
I'm totally adding a character in here whose name is Bob just to be, and then exposition grandma will talk to Bob. Oh my god. I have a fantastic new way of conveying information in this campaign.
That's a writing tool. Avoid, as you know, Bob, dialogue.
Yeah. No, I love it. I'm going to use those like crazy.
Yeah.
So what, so he's aware of sort of what's going on there with it. So he would be aware that you haven't come back. So I think what he says, unfortunately, I've heard no word. I've been keeping an eye out and an ear out. But Kuiper sent word. He's not heard from her either. Though Kuiper says that is it Oleana? What was her name? Oleana, yeah, the wild woman of the Thornwood. She's been saying that there's orcs still lurking in there.
Oh, was that kind of sort of she wore green fur and was sort of covered in paint and stuff? Was that the one that we met?
Yep.
Sort of like that little forest hottie? Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
one track mind with Willigo.
Forest hottie.
She's intriguing, I must say.
I'm going to eat you for
2 months of
dinner.
quarantine's really getting to Steve too. Okay.
Affects us all differently.
Yep. We all have our different itches to scratch. So what is it that you guys are going to, or what do you want to tell him then? He says, what were you? I know that when this came to you, you had the pressing matter of the goblins. What do you think of? I hear that Lord Carmen has expressed interest in having you find what's going on. I don't think Carmen is a worldly enough man to understand that not everything that doesn't look like me or you is a threat to his region. I'm certain he can find others who could go. I would worry that those less worldly may fail to distinguish between the savagery of the gnolls and the savage ways of the Aarakocra, if you take my meaning.
That reminds me, Kevin, we forgot to try and do identify on that ring so we could prove what it did or didn't do.
So who still has identify? Elanion, you do, right?
Yes.
And I think you've got a week to kill, because you don't have to travel like Dorman does. So that gives, I think it's 2 identify things per day. Why don't you go ahead and, what's your chance now is 20%?
Well, I can cast it 3 times a day as well, right?
I think it's only 2 because otherwise you're going to die.
Oh,
because the con loss is so bad. That's why you guys were staggering it. It wasn't a level factor. It was the fact that it is such a massive con hit. You guys come in and Elanion's in a coma with a ring sitting on the floor.
Dog just panting over him. All right.
Yeah, crying
20%
softly.
you said, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think it's 5% per level, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. And
How about that?
look at that. First time, no doubt because of the connection that you have with this elemental magic. So what this is, when it was functioning properly, this is a ring for commanding water elementals. But the thing is, it's damaged. So instead of summoning summoning water elementals, what it's doing is ever so slowly leaking water in from the elemental plane of water.
So we did solve the problem.
You did solve the problem.
Nice.
Now the trouble, what you'll know from that is that the ring still can function as a way of commanding water elementals. I think that's what it is. Let me double check here.
With a hefty penalty and a chance they're going to turn on you and kill you.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, a higher chance than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always that chance, right?
Okay.
If I remember anything from second
Here we go.
edition casting.
Yeah, it is a ring of... Where is it?
Elemental control.
A ring of water elemental command. So it doesn't necessarily summon them, I don't think. It just, you can command existing ones.
Pretty awesome, though.
Oh, heck yeah. And let me double check that as well, too. They don't have the stats for it in there, so let me just quickly look at
Does Elanion's sharks count as water elementals? Because that would be a cool ring.
They do not.
Someone else. He casts a
Darn.
spell, turn the sharks on Elanion. They don't work.
Yeah, Shark Bolt, my
Come
god.
on.
Fantastic spell.
That is hilarious.
How did that not make its way into more modern editions of D&D? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It sounds like a modern thing. Like, that's weird. Yeah.
Sounds like a Sharknado, spinoff.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great pun, and you guys all missed it.
Oh, sorry, I was looking up something here.
Sharknado spin-off.
Yeah. It's just...
But
yeah.
Ba-doom.
Okay, so... Yeah, because it's not a bowl of commanding, you can't actually summon them. But what this does is, it's because of its damaged... because this thing is damaged, it's leaking in from the elemental plane of water. What this means is that so long as you keep kind of moving, it's not going to be whatever water that leaks in is going to be lost in the local aquifer. But if it's kept in a specific region, you'll end up having a repeat of the new mire.
So if we don't like somebody, but we don't want them to know it's us, we just go to someone's castle and bury it under a tree nearby.
Yeah, and then 2 years later, Water City. So that's what that is, Elanion. I think that is, and that definitely could. It would line up on all all corners with what the diviner, what Lord Carmen's diviner had told him.
Could we figure out a way to fix it?
It is certainly beyond your scope, but it's possible, certainly. It's beyond your expertise at this point, but it's definitely any magic item. Even though it's damaged, it would probably be easier to repair the enchantment than it would be to create a new one. And it still functions to command. Like the command function still works there, and you know the command word for it now, Elanion. It's just that it also will leak. And it's not like, just to be clear, it's not directly from the ring. Like you're not drenched in water constantly.
It's dripping.
It's causing, it's nearby that it causes that water to manifest.
Question. So this water came from the water elemental plane.
Yep.
It's not going to go back, so that the mire that's there, it's going to be there until it dries out, right?
That would be a question for a hydrologist, but probably.
Well, I'm asking the all-powerful DM.
Yeah, none. Who knows?
Okay.
But the mire drains into Cutter Brook, and Cutter Brook drains into the Trinity River, so it's got a natural drainage system built in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it could
But
very well
it's not
be.
like it's going to disappear overnight now that we've moved the ring away.
No.
But it'll definitely drain faster than if there was no brook going right through the middle of the mire.
We should take this to like a very parched area and put it somewhere so that it just turns into arid land again.
Or quicksand.
Mm.
Oh, here's some other badass stuff it does. Hold on.
Ooh,
Yeah, there's other cool shit.
we like cool shit.
You do like cool shit. Okay, so here's what, let's see here. So first off, elementals, sorry, I was looking in the wrong area here. Elementals of the plane to which the ring is attuned can't attack or even approach within 5 feet of the wearer. If the wearer desires, he may forego this protection and instead attempt to charm the elemental. Saving throw is applicable with -2 penalty to the die. If the charm fails, however, total protection is lost and no further attempts at charming may be made. So you could try and charm the water elementals. Next power is creatures other than normal elementals from the plane to which the ring is attuned attack with -1 penalty to their attack roll. The ring wearer takes -1 damage on each hit dice and makes applicable saving throws from the creature's attacks at +2. So that's pretty amazing. You get a huge, basically DR against certain
Water attacks?
Yeah, water attacks. They get penalties to hit you, and you get a pretty sweet bonus to saving throws against it as well. So that'd be like
Nice.
water weirds and things like that. Mephits.
Cool.
Any weapon used by the ring wearer can hit elementals or elemental creatures, even if it's not magical. So that's pretty good too. And that would also only be against water creatures. The wearer of the ring is able to converse with elementals or elemental creatures of the plane to which the ring is attuned. So that's pretty cool. The creatures will recognize that you wear the ring and show healthy respect for the wearer if the alignments are similar. If the alignments are opposed, the creature will fear the wearer if he is strong, hate and desire to slay him if the wearer is weak. Fear, hatred, and respect are determined by the DM.
Of course.
Of course. Let's see here. Possessor of a Ring of Elemental Command also suffers a saving throw penalty as follows. Uh-oh. This is the bad news. This is the subtext. This is the small print that you need to be careful of when you're taking a Ring of Elemental Command. Water Elemental, -2 to save versus lightning or electricity. You are an amazing conductor now, Hobbs. And you also have, let's see here, the Ring of, pretty badass. So the ring functions as a ring of water walking.
Oh, nice.
And if you can discover there's something else that you need to do with this that I'm going to have to come up with. And once you've completed that, then you gain access to a shit ton of other powers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've already done it.
I think, you know what it needs to do? You need to commune with, we'll say like a Mareed or an Elder Elemental. Like, you need to communicate with something quite powerful of the elemental powers and get their benediction in order to access the full, power of this ring. But it's pretty badass. Like, if you get access to the ring, purify water at will, create water once per day, water breathing once per day. No, water breathing 5-foot radius at will, wall of ice once per day, airy water at will, lower water twice per week, part water twice per week, and water walking at will.
What is this?
This is the ring, and now you do not have access to all those abilities just yet, but if you access these through, or bring this ring to a powerful creature of water, then yeah, that's how you may be able to access all of those.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right. Put a sticky note on that page.
And right now it still acts as a ring of water walking. So that's in addition to those other like defensive things, you also have a ring of water walking. Okay.
Can it work on quicksand?
It will not, I don't think. I'll double check. But yeah, I'm glad to see you're still fearing quicksand.
Traumatized, actually, but that's right.
Someone commented recently too on an episode about like, boy, you guys really spent a whole episode just dealing with quicksand. I'm like, yeah, but it's the amount of memories we got from that it persists to this day.
The trauma will be with us forever.
Sir Albus lost his sword. There's a broom
Holy
that
shit.
was summoned that was trying to save us. It was really weird.
Guys, you're gonna get you're gonna have Elanion to thank for a pretty sweet XP bonus today. Holy hell. So
Yeah.
So Geralt, sorry, before we got into that, we were talking about, Geralt was asking about what you guys were thinking of doing. I understand that he wants to go down. Geralt's kind of wouldn't mind, you guys as opposed to just some general mercenary types going down to check on Serene and also to check on I think it wasn't called Feathertop, it was something else.
I think it's in the party notes.
If it is called Feathertop, that's going to be hilarious. I'm not sure I've had a campaign in the last, like 5-6 years where there hasn't been at least 2 rhyming things. Either PC names or whatever. And it's not planned, it's inadvertent.
Featherfall.
Featherfall?
Featherfall.
Featherfall. Great. Okay. So, how do you respond?
Does Serene normally go this long? I know she's a ranger, but
Serene ranges around most of the eastern Herrenshire. Kuiper tries to keep an eye on the western region. I try and keep an eye on what's going up and down the Churnet. And Serene is normally our eyes and ears in the eastern part of the Shire. But she's been gone for almost 2 months now. More than 2 months. That's unlike her. It tells me she may not be coming back, or she may not be willing to leave her friends.
Anybody else?
Where would we go look for her?
From what I understand, their region or their home, I think from what Serene told you, it's in the eastern Patchwork Hills, the southeastern, where the hills meet with the Thornwoods.
Thornwood, yeah.
There is a sweeping cliff face in there, and that Serene says is where they have made their home. He kind of lowers his voice a little bit when saying this, as if he doesn't want anyone to overhear. Though,
Any word on the missing priest Farlon?
still nothing. Although I've heard one of the adventuring parties out of Eastdale, they haven't passed through, but traders coming back from Eastdale, they made mention two mages of the booty snatchers. They went missing at night in Eastdale.
Mages went missing, just like
Two mages
adventurers?
of their group, a group of mercenaries that were lodging in Eastdale, coming back from a foray into the Great Rock Dale, and two of their number went missing overnight.
but not the bard.
It made me think of that girl of the
Janesta or
Jelanath, I think.
Jonah.
From what we heard, their he kind of gestures to the spell component pouch at your waist there, Elanion. Their magic things, they were both left behind as well. That's what was left behind with Jelanath as well, yes?
Yep.
and her ring.
So, curious. So did you guys have any other questions for him? Or any other topics that you want to discuss with him?
Have you heard anything about the strange large birds flying over the Patchwork Hills?
You mean the Aarakocra we just discussed?
I thought there were other birds, like not the...
I assume it's farmers from Hartleton not knowing what they were seeing, mistaking them for Aarakocra, or for the birdmen.
What about the orcs in the Thornwood?
As I said, Oleana has told Kuiper that they seem still quite active. Something's going on in the Thornwood. I just don't know what. That reminded me. You know, I was thinking with these two, and he gestures down to the dogs. You had mentioned that dogs were called to that region, to that goblin area. You don't think that the gnolls could have responded to that same call, could they? Could that have been what called them here? They share
Maybe.
a bestial, a distinctly canine nature as well, too.
It's possible, I suppose. But even with that broken, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go home. Or...
Dogs. Dogs seem to be bedeviling us here. And it seems we have a rogue... one second here. Something has been preying on livestock in the farms to the west, or the east of the Churnit as well, or east of Milborn as well. And a week ago, I'm not sure if you heard, one farmer lost his son to this thing. They found his half-eaten carcass. A wolf, they say, but larger than any we've seen in this region in 100 years. They say that long ago on Howler's Moor, those wolves, the dire wolves, they would stalk there. But since they've kept themselves to the Hardlow woods, it seems that one bold rogue, a lone wolf, has found grazing easy in that region.
We should be able to deal with that. It's close. Let's be on our way back to the Patchwork Hills.
You think you could deal with that?
We are headed
Dire
up.
wolf? I
I'm
believe
sure.
so. We've already dealt with a demon wolf. Surely a dire wolf would be no more difficult.
Good. If you could track down the beast, I'm certainly. It is, with the death of the boy and with Brewfest coming up, it certainly is weighing on everyone's minds. But yeah. So what? With the winter coming, what do you have planned then? Harvest time. I assume that you will not be wanting to take up the offers of labor in the fields. You strike me as a group destined for more than collecting the fall harvest. Where will you go?
Everyone's so quiet tonight. It's like we were so squirrely early, and now we're just kind of like
Settling in.
Oh, it's a transition session.
Well, I don't think Dorman's there, so.
Yeah.
Well, Calidor honestly doesn't know where to go. So.
The sandbox
He's all
problem.
up. Yeah, he's all. Well, I don't know. Just that he's. Yeah, a little bit. I think
Brother, you
he'd
feel-
like to go kill the Knolls.
If we are heading down to Harleton to do the whole wedding thing, this is spitting distance from Harleton, and then once we figure that out, we can head up to Eastdale.
So
Two birds.
Harleton, Direwolf, go check on Featherfall.
Okay.
to me.
Sound good?
Go down.
All right, that's our plan.
Okay.
What's Featherfall again?
The Aarakocra being beset
Oh,
by
okay,
Knolls.
perfect, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know who came up with it, but that's what we should do.
And what I think we'll do as well too is
True,
I'm gonna
it's mostly
figure-
made of water.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out you're level 4 right now, right, Dorman?
Yes.
Okay. So, actually, you did not. I don't think any of you guys, apart from Townster, you guys have not asked about trainers in Thurmaster.
No, I haven't. Is there
No, I-
various characters in Thurmaster? Because I will inquire now that mine has ran out of town.
Now, do you remember when you guys first arrived in Thurmaster that you met that lovely proprietor of the kind of the general wares shop that's there, Baranus?
You want pie? Oh no, a different guy.
Oh yes,
the-
I remember somebody walked away with a black eye.
Yes, someone walked with a black eye. Turns out Baranus is a pretty high-level thief because she runs a shady as shit business behind the scenes.
Well, guys, my want to go to Eastdale is diminished a lot. So
So what you and that's one thing. Just maybe I'll mention as well too. Like if you guys do want to ask around, there may be more. You guys have sort of established who you're going to in Millbourne, and that's been sort of the routine. But whenever there's another community, you can feel free to. It's metagaming, but like we will figure out in fiction how you guys have heard about this. And Dorman, I think that just because of your, kind of growing proficiency or growing familiarity with the seedier side of life, and particularly given your smuggling background.
and I'd worked for Deeds for a bit, so we might have done backdoor deeds.
Yeah. So I think you recognize maybe like in the shop or outside of her shop, you see some of the crates that you've helped load up before. And then like, wait a minute. Those are the ones that didn't seem to, those are the ones we put on the cart before. What are those doing there? And then you sort of asked around at the local tavern, that disgusting place that makes everyone sick when they have the pies. You maybe talk pre-getting sick to some of the merchants going through, and some of their less than reputable
I have found my
hirelings.
mission. I know what I'm doing in Thurmaster now. I'm running that asshole out of town, and that's going to be my tavern.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
and you also got to remember that Millbourne Darren Deeds was worried about a competitor moving in. So it's not like you run a thief out and it stays like a vacuum forever.
Yeah.
CD guys move in and start doing the same shit just to replace the guy who's no longer there. Like it's.
This is one of the benefits of having the time pass in training is that like there may be a changeover of trainers.
Jeff, you need to take it over while there's a vacuum in place.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, well, there was that rival smuggler that he wanted you to deal with too, right?
Well, that's what I said. There's a rival smuggler that was working into town.
Yeah. So, okay. Then, what are you guys thinking here then? Dorman, you don't have the money to do your training for level 5 yet, do you?
Well, if I can hawk that elemental ring, I could probably do it.
Well, remember, there's not a market for magic items. It ain't. It's not a modern version of it. No one's going to be buying them. They're passed on or found or whatever. Plus, I imagine Elanion does not want to pass it on. Did we lose Hobbs in chat, or is his camera off?
All your guys' cameras are off.
Yeah, they keep dropping in and out.
Oh, hold up. I'm going to hit refresh. I'll hit reconnect because we...
600 fool's gold. You know, I'm just saying.
I need 1,600.
So I
You
have...
read my
Probably
message,
don't-
Steve.
In your first training with somebody, you probably don't want to use Fool's Gold on a thief. High level thief that gave somebody a black eye for insulting her or something, and you're gonna give her 600 Fool's Gold.
So I still don't have Dave, and I think Hobbs is refreshing altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I think that is the last of the training. Then, guys, you guys have completed your training. You've spoken to Geralt. You've heard about this, dire wolf that seems to be lurking somewhere outside of town. Then we have that's not something you have to do. That's just the random monthly event that I rolled. But if you do want to do that, we can certainly pursue that. It is, now that it's a factor in the campaign, it certainly will not go away. So what are you guys doing after Brewfest? I know that Druin and Chael are going to be spending a week training or doing their whatever it is in Harleton. But what are you guys thinking?
I say we go deal with those dudes. Deal with this wolf, man.
Yeah, the wolf and the
Close
gnolls.
enough to a canine. I'm
wolf.
sure that sword you have will take care of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's do this, guys. We're just about at our halfway point. Let's take our break a little bit early here. Refresh our beverages. Grab our stuff. I'll take the pooch out, and then we'll come back and we will talk about how you're going to try and track this wolf. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum bum bum. Okay, and we will, for those listening at home, and we'll check in with chat as well, too. I see there's a couple people active in chat as well, although it looks like some of the players have been there, too. So we'll be back momentarily.
Mm-hmm. pull punches in kind of semi-medieval times, and yeah, you're gonna be able to play like, how many times is she gonna get kidnapped? Really? Do something. You can use magic. Do something. Have you heard of Troll yet? Troll of the Tides? Really there, but he's in that boat for sure. Oh. Yeah.
The only character that I'm gonna introduce that is not that is and the one way that we do
Remember that.
and then
Important to remember that.
and then the shade just words on the next one.
I am surrounded by. This is the start of the discussion. I'm going to be very, the shade at the beginning. They discuss the thing at the beginning. Still think it took me a moment to kind of. You're like, it introduces a guy, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Wait, didn't he die in the beginning? No. Get out of here. All right. It's a shame I didn't get access to the strength spell. That would have been great. Getting a 1d8 strength on top of what you have already would have been nice.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool.
What's Bergour's strength there, Arlen?
16, I think.
Bergour has a strength of 16.
Nice.
Yeah, Druin's up to 38 hit points at level 4, which is pretty decent considering it's got Specialty Priest in there. But
Yeah, and you don't have that massive con like Bergour.
he does.
How high is your con?
Oh no, it's only a +2.
Yes, Bergour's got that +4.
Yeah, it's Lex that has a +4. Getting my games mixed up.
And you also have to deal with taking, less hit points from being a cleric.
That's what I said. I've got a D8 in my role that I have to factor in, but still, it's nice to have, super tank Bergour and then almost tank Druin.
I've got 20 for a wizard. Only because of my thief and I rolled well.
How about you, Calidor? How are you doing for hit points, Max?
Calidor has 25.
Can you have one?
Upgrade.
Do you have no con?
No con. Yeah. I've got 18 myself. Where'd they go?
18
But he's
points?
got that wicked. He's got some tricks. He's gonna get more too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be jumping into the front too fast, but
Not when we got someone with 59 hit points.
nope. And a magic
I
shield.
relinquished my
magic helm.
tanking role.
Well,
Yeah.
Aurelio,
The
how much do you charge for a ballad? Calidor doesn't ask.
Is it the slowly take my clothes off kind of ballad, or is it the?
No, it's for me, for your brother.
Oh, for you. Okay.
He's gonna
I
take
mean,
his
if you want me to
clothes
slowly take my clothes off, I mean, I'm sure you've seen me naked many times, but...
Oh yes, my.
off. Whoa! What's going on in the break?
Calidor, it turns out his specific type of dance is exotic.
We had to share bedrooms growing up, and some nights Calidor would come home with the young lady. Other nights I would. We just have to sort of go
Take
for
turns.
a walk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sock on the doorknob means go away.
Yes. Doorknobs, luxury. No doorknobs in our house.
Remember, we might have 13-year-olds watching.
Oh yeah, sorry.
13s are allowed to know
point.
that brothers have seen each other in the buff.
That's right.
Kevin says motherfucker on this channel all the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
just he does.
So if
Yeah.
13-year-olds are watching, then
As
their
do
parents
I.
have okayed the permission.
I
I
know.
guess.
We're not really PG kind of crowd. I doubt it. A lot of 13-year-olds. Maybe they are. Maybe they are.
I think you can get away with, what, 2 curse words before they make it a rated R movie?
It's yeah. Nobody else can now say it. I said it. It's over.
Well, I mean, considering how many people have found the campaign based on nostalgic memories for AD&D Second Edition, can't imagine
Point.
there are many 13-year-olds with nostalgic memories for AD&D Second
No.
Edition.
no,
It's
probably.
not big in the 10 to 20 range. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Oh.
The rating for the channel.
We were talking about having
Steve making some
talking about puberty.
I've
In
had
your rewatch,
someone else.
you'll learn that Calidor and Hirilgo are talking about songs, and Calidor has confessed to Hirilgo seeing him naked often, and some weird shit and whatever. Yeah. So
Brother stuff.
So, speaking of stuff off screen, which one of you crazies ordered from the Redbubble store? Because we just got notification that we had our first order from that. Is that you,
No.
Dave?
no, but
Might have
somebody
been-
wants a Druin.
Is that you, John?
Might have been me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Someone wants the Druin
I
what?
got a Druin and a Dorman acrylic thing.
That's fantastic. I'll clean up the Redbubble store. And actually, when I update our the
Don't take out
social
the shower
media
curtains,
stuff,
though.
I'll include a link to the Redbubble store in that as well too, because it's such a mess still right now. I have art up there, but none of it is sized or very little of it is sized properly. Okay, let's checking in
I was
with.
gonna just get one, but apparently I could save $4 each by getting 2. So I was like, I'm gonna get a collection.
Fantastic. Well, it's so cute with how much your characters in character banter with each other as well too. It's adorable that you guys. I figured it was one of you two who ordered that. That's so great. Well, thanks, John. That's awesome. Okay, Jason, what's shaking? Howdy, howdy. Brian wants a raffle ticket. Coming soon. Less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks today till the raffle kicks off.
Oh, better get on it.
Fantastic. Let's see here. Down.
Seriously,
wow, I wish I had that.
Hirilgo.
Oh, Dan. So Dan says, wow, I wish I had that Night Below map. Dan, if you shoot me an email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com, I'll send the map to you. What do you call it? A PDF, PNG image of it too, so you can have it.
Got
nice
it with
full.
X's and one without.
Yeah. Fred says gaslighting is actually a pretty common proficiency and was at the college he attended. Let's see.
So-
Stick later.
My shopping cart on Redbubble has a Druin and Bergour throw pillow cover and a Druin mug.
Great.
But I was like, so how'd that look? A new lady comes over. She comes into my living room. She sits down on the sofa and looks at Dwarf A and Dwarf B and goes, "Who are you again?"
You can't think like that.
Didn't
If
you
she's
just-
not okay with it, she's not a keeper.
That's when
I'm
you
the-
launch into
I'm the-
the lengthy introduction you started the session with.
Yes.
Oh,
Like a
jeez.
Worm Slayer.
Luminor, welcome. He's new. Howdy, howdy. They are new. Shark Bait Ahoy, Iwawa was shaken. He foresees a boat trip of a lifetime. Definitely. Oh my god, we have to. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to do a Jaws homage at some point, that's for sure.
Well, I have the navigation skill, so if we ever get on the open ocean,
I can't. Apparently, I'm the body double for Julian from the Trailer Park Boys.
I looked at that. I don't agree.
Oh, what I got. It's fucking Jeff Goldblum I've gotten since I was a kid, and that seems to have tapered off now. But let's see here. Console Cowboy. I think that's also before Jeff Goldblum got cool. Steve-O, getting ready for the Shadowrun game. Oh yeah, Steve-O, you getting ready for some Shadowrun?
Always ready for some Shadowrun.
I've been reading a lot of Shadowrun 3rd edition over the last little while.
Cool.
Couple nostalgic things.
What date is that?
To be determined yet.
Okay.
Yep. Hey, Tony. What's shaking? Looking forward to making a more regular thing. Awesome. Well, you are always welcome here. And thanks, Jason. It's a pretty neat campaign. We are enjoying it, and we're glad that you guys are enjoying it as well. Now, speaking of this campaign, things are about to take a tragic turn as our heroes go out for a hunt. You guys have all seen The Grey, right? No, I'm kidding. What are... Steve's the only one who appreciated that.
I get it.
Yeah. All right. So then, guys, tell me a little bit about how you're planning to time this expedition. We can assume that Dorman and Rilligo will be back in time for this to happen. Tell me a little bit about what you're like. You can certainly ask around town to find more about where these attacks have taken place. What are you thinking, guys? Walk us through your thought process as the wily hunters.
If I'm going around to collecting animals and arranging for transport to Harleston for them, then I might be picking up rumors of this along the way too.
Definitely, I think you guys have heard about it because it is sort of like it's the talk about the closer you get like along the western reach of the churn, the closer you get to Melbourne, the more you're hearing about like Jesus, like there's this thing that's just it's got people terrified. They need to be out, but they're people are cutting their work days early because they want to make sure they're back before this thing gets to people. They're locking up their livestock. It's really. It's definitely preying on people's minds as well as their bodies. Quality transition there. What are you guys thinking?
We should probably head over that way and ask questions closer and see if we can find any farmers that have experienced this problem, find tracks, track it down, go to its lair, and then make it another pet.
Yeah, make it a pet. Definitely.
Hey, by pet you meant pal, right?
Maybe you could mate with Alisar or something.
We still got Malfista's collar, don't we?
Say again?
We still got that collar from Malfista's.
You do, yep.
Malfista's iron collar.
Sid Wolf, sit.
Oh, I thought it was for Calidor.
That's a
Calidor only wears that for Rilligo. You've never seen that.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh my god.
Hey, you brought it up.
There's now like fans that are sitting there go, hey, that's a great idea. We should write some Dungeons and Dragons / about Calidor and Rilligo.
All right, guys. So let's talk about I'm assuming this is taking place before you guys are heading out for the ceremonies after Brewfest, but it's gonna be around the time of Brewfest. Maybe. I'm at your discretion here, guys. You can make up the leftovers of your training. Let's say that you get back in town around the 27th, which gives you 2 days before Brewfest. Think that'll give you sufficient time to get out there, find this thing, and track it down. What you find is by asking about more specifics, the most recent attack and the one on the kid is right around here, like right around where the E is in Melbourne. Like it's quite close, which is probably why it's on the tip of everyone's tongue right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely track it down.
That's close. Let's just go.
Taking a boat, going over land. What are you thinking?
I think we go over land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hoof it.
Yeah, because I think you can probably get there.
Boats never work out well for us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think we have a better chance now with this ring.
Of what?
Of water walking. Yeah.
Yes.
Get out there.
All right. Well, if one of the heavily armored guys gets to wear the ring, that's fine.
It's only a couple of miles away. Jeez.
Yeah,
it's about 2 miles away, so you'll be able to get there in like by mid or late morning. If you're going straight over land, traveling by the way the speed of the gnomes legs. So this could be just a day trip out for you. What is there any preparations you want to make apart from just grabbing your gear?
polish up my dog slaying sword.
Okay.
I'm certain I have armor spell up.
Yep.
Oh yeah, me too.
Me too.
What are we at? If we're 4th level, we are 12 now for
It's
armor?
12. Yep.
Pretty good. Yeah, you can assume you've recast the spell as well.
I guess I don't really have tokens to mess with, so we can't do anything like that.
No.
Oh, shit. I mean, I think I've got the tokens further down on the page, don't I? No, oh, I don't. Jeez. Bush
You lost
League.
it.
Yeah, Bush League DM here. Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Let me... Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Let's see here. Is everyone right here? I think so. Yeah, I got everyone except for... Oh, and I even got Shale. Let me grab everybody. Bergour, you're hiding up there. Bergour, what are you hiding up there for? Come here. Come here. Oh, and I got...
So who has web? Is it George?
Knox, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Knox the Unexpected has web.
Evocation is not my thing, baby.
You were wanting to learn Flaming Sphere, right?
Correct. I guess I'll just have to learn Fool's Gold in the meantime.
He's in sector now. Somebody casts web and he'll go cast Flaming Sphere and slowly rolls it to him like, no!
Boom. It's a nuke.
Yeah, I think we learned last time that basically when it comes in contact with it, it just it burns the whole thing up and does 2d4 damage to everybody who's in there. All right, guys. So let's talk about the Overland Journey. What you're passing, I think, is likely, you're passing through fields, so you're having farmers who are kind of at first kind of asking who you are, like, hey, what are you doing going through here? But they quickly recognize you guys as sort of the the
Heroes of Heronshire.
Yeah, the heroes of Heronshire is a perfect way of putting it. Look at that, Dave. It's almost like you're.
It's like, hey Bob, I bought chickens from you. How you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Bob.
Okay. Oh, and they're even almost in order here, guys. Pretty good. There's Elanion. There's Bergour.
The Millbourne Marauders.
Dorman's already under John. Okay. So there, you guys can update your it looks like you already updated them. Look at this. You guys are way ahead of me.
Oh yeah. But it helps when the things are tied to the sheep with the tokens.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I guess you can.
I think we're the Heathertop Heroes. That's what I've got the party log listed as now.
Yeah, Marauders is a weird word.
Okay.
Well, that's not the M word I would have added to Millbourne.
We're not talking about Brogo.
Okay. So you guys make your way over. What you know is the farmer who lost his son is a guy named Jakob. And you've been given directions to his specific farm. It's probably, we'll say that it's got like, one lone, oak. So it's the kind of locally known as the Lone Oak Farm. But he has, so it's easy to sort of pick out, but it's otherwise pretty much indistinguishable from any of the other smaller farms that you've seen here. It's all mostly mixed farms as well, too. There's not just, crops. It's crops and then some livestock and whatever. As you guys are making your way on here, too, you can see that there are, all of the livestock is out in a field, but it's got two farmhands who are kind of watching it, and they're watching you guys as you approach. How do you guys want this scene to play out for how you meet up with Jakob?
Well, I guess if no one else is going to do, I'll do it. I'm not good with people, but fine. Elanion will march up, grim and staring about, start looking at tracks and start asking the people, which of you is the farmer Jakob?
So I think if you start kind of fussing around with tracks and such, then the farmhands will kind of come over, and once you address them, they're like, one of them turns to another and says, go get Jakob. And they go racing over, and you eventually see a man who looks like he's probably in his, maybe mid-30s, making his way over. and he's surrounded by a couple other people, and as well as an older man as well too, who's probably in his 60s, and a woman as well too. You would guess the woman is the same age as the man who seems to be leading this pack coming towards you. And as they walk over, the young man who's sort of helping this older man along says, "I'm Jakob, and this is my farm. What are you doing here?"
We've come to deal with the Wolf of Hampshire.
The old man says, "Where were you a week ago?" And Jakob says, "Father." And you see the wife, her eyes are already like laden with tears. She seems like she is carrying on in that kind of, tough, small town or farmer's wife kind of way, where she has to carry on, so she's got no choice but to bear the grief that she has. There's a couple other kids that are near her too, younger. What you had heard is that the kid who was taken was about 13 years old.
Let me
Came as soon as we heard.
When the guy asked where I was, and then the guy says, "Father," Elanion will just stare at him wide-eyed and say, "Where were you?"
And he looks, "I'll show you," and he starts coming forward, and the father kind of, the farm owner kind of stops and points at me and says, "What do you think you're achieving here? Get off my land."
We've come to help and deal with.
You weren't
with
asked
this
here.
wolf. That's fine. Good day to you then.
So they sort of stand in a group and are firmly watching to see you walk off. Does anyone else want to say anything?
Dorman will look over at Elanion in the back. The farmer's like, "Elves, huh?"
Doesn't seem to have any effect. Let me roll randomly here. He's pretty pissed off, but let's see if...
I got a plus one reaction judgment, if that helps.
Okay. Okay, so what we'll see here.
Did you know that bards can influence the reactions of groups of NPCs? The die roll is modified by -1 for every 3 experience levels. People in the group listening must roll
hold on.
paralyzation.
Do we have a bard in the group? Because no bard's ever said anything.
I didn't realize our bard was here. I thought he was back in town.
Okay. So what he says to you, again, this is the old guy who's like, "Get out of here! Get out of here now, you little thief! There's no reward to be found here, mercenaries." And the man who seems to own the farm, the one who introduced himself as Jakob, he says, turns to his wife and says, "Take him in." And the old guy takes his hand off of the son, and then the wife tries to put her hand on him, and he kind of like, "Get off of me!" And he stalks in, and you can hear him muttering as well as he's going, in that kind of like old man muttering loud enough, and you're not sure if it's because he's deaf or because he's intending for you to hear. But he's saying, "Where was I? Where was I? Where was that thing? Where was that elf back in when the cougars came stalking up here? Where was he when the goblins came? Where was he?" And he keeps muttering as he's walking away. The rest of the farm hands, they all sort of gripping their farm implements, but not in a very confident manner. Dorman, you don't seem to have really swayed them that much. He's yeah.
Dorman will say, "Come on, guys. He's just grumpy. We are here to help. We didn't come expecting reward or anything."
Druin steps forward to try and help, and
you gonna roll in your 5% etiquette?
Can't remember exactly what you're supposed to do in a time like this, and falls back on his fine training.
So let's remember, guys, that this is you guys all have an opportunity to role play here too. You don't have to worry about whether your character's got good stats or bad stats or whatnot. I'm gonna apply the benefit of Rilligo, what he's got for this, even though Rilligo's not talking here. So you guys can feel free to all jump in. You don't need to worry about whether someone's gonna be making a good roll or whether your character's got good stats and that. This is much looser.
We're just trying to do what's right. We're here to help. Sorry if we're not all used to dealing with people and such. We're
And,
better with swords and taking down wolves than we are sometimes talking just to common folk or even people higher up.
and Dorman says that we'll leave. We just kind of want a direction of where the thing was, and then we'll go that way.
He kind of glowers. He looks over you all. Elanion, what are you doing right now?
I started to walk away, and I'm looking for tracks
Okay.
with my hound Asala.
Yeah. So he sort of looks over at Elanion, and then without taking eyes off of him, he just says, "Do what you need and go, and don't come back." And he turns and heads off.
Yeah, looks like we're sleeping in the forest tonight.
Rick?
So Elanion, why don't? So who else has tracking proficiency?
Not me.
believe-
I
I do, yes, I do.
Okay. So how many of you guys want to participate in this role?
Oh,
Yeah,
That's a trick question.
Let's all go for it, right?
You want to all go for it?
Nope.
sure.
Okay. So everyone who is trained in tracking, go ahead and make your tracking roll. Let's see if Roll20 rewards my. Oh, what a bunch of bullshit! A
Not
one.
this time, roll 20.
Jeez. All right.
Geniuses.
Arlen, you missed on Wednesday. Another nat 20.
Roll 20,
So-
yeah.
All right.
Multiple people can roll. But if it's
So
20,
yeah, so that's incredible. I think the benefit that you've had, Elanion, from your perspective, I think that as you know the rest of the party was dealing with this guy and his family, you saw the you sort of had all of that fade away, and all you were doing was looking at the tracks on the ground, and it's quite easy to find the tracks of this thing because this is a huge wolf. The tracks are probably 3 times the size of what you would expect from a wolf, and a wolf is a really, we see wolves on TV or in photos and don't really appreciate just how fucking big those things are. And this it's got to be a very big predator, like a wolf the size of like a grizzly bear. Yeah.
Worthy prey, Asala. It's a good thing we didn't let that foolish human chase us off.
Asala's ears are flush against his the side of his head, and he's kind of. It does not seem his tail's curled underneath his backside. He does not seem particularly keen to hunt this thing. So with a lot of the rest of you guys coming over, I think Dorman, you're able to see this as well too. And between the 3 of you
Look at the
guys,
size of my head.
oh yeah, like you can. The tracks in this are massive in comparison to what you guys have seen before, and I think that you can also quite easily find the trail that this thing's leading. This is maybe 2 days old, so the tracks are definitely quite fresh. And though there's been an effort to kind of kick things over, I think you guys are able to sort of track back to where the scene of the attack occurred, and although there's been an effort to try to like kick dirt on things and whatnot, with a roll that good, you can find evidence of blood spatter and things like that. So like this is, and with a 1, I think in that sort of like, CSI flashback kind of way, Elanion, you get a slight, or not a slight, but you get a really clear idea of just how horrible this attack would have been. Like this is, you picture a dog with a chew toy. That's the sort of equivalent of what's happened here. Knocking this thing around, playing with it before, finally ending things. This is an exercise of cruelty, not of hunger. So, all of you, I think Dorman and Elanion, you definitely have that perspective on this wolf. That there is certainly more. This has got to be an old, smart predator. And to give context, though, I think Elanion's got the animal lore skill, but with a roll, I'll also let you carry on from your really amazing tracking roll. Again, picture something about the size of a grizzly bear, but that moves at the pace of a wolf. That has the pack instincts, the pouncing, stalking kind of instincts, and the fleetness of foot that a wolf would have, only with a stride much, much longer than normal. So you can expect that when you do find this thing, if it's ranging like this, it may not have a den per se. It may just be following along and eating where it goes. If it is a rogue, it's also not part of a pack. So this thing is...
That's good.
You know, yeah.
A pack of these would be bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's said that now this is even big for what dire wolves are, but it's said that the is it the Hardlow? Yeah, the Hardlow woods are just rife with these things as well. So, what do you guys do with the rest of the day then? Or I guess what happens next? You're just going to follow the tracks here?
I think so. And I don't see tracks of any other smaller wolves, so we are pretty sure it's a rogue then.
Definitely. There's certainly no... If there are other tracks that you find, they're way older than this thing. This is the only thing that was stalking here, and it's definitely, with how well you rolled, Jesus, fucking Friday brain here. You can definitely tell that it is, it's only one thing. So, as you guys are leaving the farm, you pass by that lone oak on the way towards the west. It's heading to the northwest of here. And if you spare a look over at the lone oak, what you'd spy is a small grave marker with a recently dug kind of pile of earth on top. No doubt the resting place of Jakob's son, or at least what remained of him. Tell me about how you want to pursue this. Do you want to kind of like do you want to do like a forced march kind of thing to try and catch up to it? Do you want to just go at your normal pace? The trouble is with this, how fast this thing is, it definitely will, it will be moving faster than what you guys are.
We're hoping that it'll eventually go to its lair where it'll end up. But if there isn't one, then that'll be much more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
We can pick up I'm happy with that. It's the dwarves.
Well, that's the problem. That even just to move at the pace of the elves and such, the dwarves have to almost double move.
Let's make the dwarves force march, and the elves can just move normally.
Dwarves have big buckets of constitution, I think, as well too.
Right.
So let's do this, guys.
The endurance skill, so I can go.
Okay. I noticed that there were... Just gotta remember where they were. I saw some interesting optional rules for chases in it that were, it's, to be honest, very similar to sort of modern skill challenges, which was a neat idea. Although it was implemented.
All the injuries got healed by the ghostly elf, right? So we don't have any of those busted hips anymore.
I'm trying to think if anyone's got any persisting injuries. I think no one went down to the doppelgangers, did they?
No.
No.
I think we're okay.
Okay.
Kalidor's injuries were long healed by that
Here we
guy, the reluctant.
Semis, the priest of St. Cuthbert.
Let's do this. I think what we'll get you guys, what we'll do is, because there's three of you with tracking, why don't you guys give me another set of tracking rolls, and I think what you're trying to do is basically trying to not like triangulate, but try and find a way of, once you get a sense of where this thing is sort of going, to try and cut off in a different direction, to try and pick up the trail somewhere else, and then if not, double back. You're not going to, this thing is faster than you, so you're not going to be able to catch up to it just by following in its footsteps, right? But if you can get a sense of where this thing is trying to attack next, and this is what this roll will tell us. So go ahead, nice. Good job, Dorman. Elanion fails, but does not get in that 20, so that's good. And 4. Awesome, Calidor. Very good. So Dorman and Calidor, you're really definitely helping, getting a really good sense of how to sort of think ahead of this thing.
Wolf's feeding on my people. I need to stop it.
Yeah. And I mean, both of you would come from environments where this would be a very serious threat to a community, so what do you guys do? This will take you about, I think it's going to take you about 6 hours of tracking here. And you the montage sequences you guys running across the northern areas here, talking to some farmers as you're passing by, and then heading out further. And what you find is that there are a series of tracks that seem to lead north towards the Blandride Hills. You know that there were a lot of caverns, a lot of mines and such that were dug out there too. If this thing found, they're much deeper into the Blandride Hills, but if this thing found some, cavern like that to rest in, that may be a place, where it could, what do you call it? That could be where it's lurking, or at least where it's setting itself up for preying on these communities. This brings us then to about, I guess, mid-afternoon. Do you guys want to press on and try and keep tracking more, or do you want to... Because this is way they're potentially bringing you into the evening.
I have a feeling we're going to face it as night falls either way, so I'd say let's keep going.
Elanion runs the ring of shooting stars over his finger. Yes, I do not fear it in the night.
Okay. So, let's do this, guys. Let's have... everyone make your all the trackers make your roll again, and then whoever rolls best, you're gonna roll a d6 for me. Eesh, nope. Oh, nope. Here, come down to Calidor.
We've got some astonishing fortune if you want to spend it.
Yeah, you guys at 6.
Where's my tracking button?
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay. No, it's Steve.
Right.
Only people who are actually rolling.
Gotcha.
Yep. Thank you, though. Okay, so Calidor, you do find this. So Calidor, give me a d6 roll, please. 3. Okay, so
wow.
yeah, so 3 hours. So you guys sort of luck out, and by the time you guys are catching up with this thing, it's going to be about. Let me do the math here. I think it's only about 7 o'clock. So this is the late summertime. There's still sun in the sky. And you're going to have it for a little bit. You guys reach around here, like just as the foothills are becoming are about to turn into the Blandride Hills there. And let me just set us up a map here, and then we'll talk about how you guys are approaching this. Yeah. This is going to be great. All right, guys, let me... Oh, I bet you I've got you already cut and pasted here. Yeah, great.
Did anybody else see Elanion's, nameplate? I don't.
You don't see Elanion's nameplate?
Yeah, on his token.
Oh, okay, hold up. Let me... Oh, no,
Or his hit point bar, or...
Yeah, that too.
Possibly because of the shiny new artwork.
Oh, I forgot, yep, because some Egypt forgot to put it on here. Hold on. Let me bring you over here, guys. So, where are you?
I have heard talk of some kind of a Bush League DM around here.
There's that. All right. So, guys, let me bring you over here. So, the sun's is getting a little lower in the western sky. You guys have followed, both followed, then lost, and then found, and then lost the tracks of this massive wolf. But then you find a very, very recent set of tracks that leads into this small little kind of a small series of hills. And I'm going to put our trackers up front here, and I'll put our shorter-legged fellers near the back. So we got Elanion, we got Calidor, and Samich. Really go in the middle there. I'm not missing anyone, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. No, okay. What you can see is that the tracks are leading right up to that cliff face, just right ahead of you guys. And there is a small, like, hole or burrow about, probably about 3 or 4 feet tall. And then it leads down. Yeah.
That cliff face? Okay.
Yes. And what I'm assuming, Elanion, give me a animal lore check, will you? Or hunting, if anyone is hunting, you can make that roll as well.
Should I make them both or just one?
Yeah, you can make both. Well, not you. Like you choose one of them, but anyone else who has one of those skills, they can go ahead and make a roll too.
I've got it set.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge roll. Okay. So, Dorman, what you actually do is you're the one who points out that you do not want to be coming in downwind from this. So you make a point of finding a way to come in. So I'm just going to move you guys over a scooch here. I'm going to assume that Dorman, being the hunter, you've sort of snuck forward just a little bit here. And you've seen that, where the tracks lead in, and you've come back. So this appears to be the burrow of this creature. What are you guys going to do?
Slay it.
Gonna toss our water ring down there and hope it, gets flushed out in a couple weeks.
Do we think it's here right now?
The tracks, from what Dorman says, are very fresh.
We could circle around to get it to come out, but
Sing a song, Aurelgo. You've been known to piss off the beast.
Druin's like,
I'm happy to sing songs. I could sing a song to give us all a +1 for 3 rounds. If maybe the wolves would like to listen to that.
I want to jump on it from the top and ride it.
Yes, I will sing songs about that.
About him riding a wolf?
He's going to get a new title. Wolf Rider.
You will be nude in the song.
How long ago was it that the wolf went in here?
You know it's today, but you can't, unless you get up closer to that area there, you're not going to know.
Well, do we want to wait for it to come out tonight to eat? Do we want to...
Nah, it's getting out while it's sleeping.
But what do we know about
It's
this
a small
wolf as
burrow.
far as
It's the size of a bear. Can't be that small of a den that the thing lives in.
So Dorman turns to Elanion and whispers to him, what do you know about the habits of the wolves? Are they more nocturnal or...
The habits of the wolves.
I don't know, Kevin. What's the answer here?
Kill the kid during the day. Let's get it now.
As far as Dorman knows about dogs, they tend to be, daylight animals.
Yes, they are. They're not nocturnal hunters. And it's what you've... So I'm trying to find the book for us. This thing, it took the kid near the end of the day. Yeah, when the
lure it out.
It's probably coming back here to feed or to rest. So if we get in there, we could pin it down and pepper it from arrows from above, while the sturdy dwarf...
Bergour could lure it out, and we could attack it.
Maybe I can make Bergour larger when he does that.
Oh, yes.
Druin cast Silverbeard.
Bergour can wrestle with the bear then. And then we can...
It's a dire wolf.
Oh, boy, right. But with the bear-sized wolf.
I'm going to cast my spell now. We're doing this now?
Yeah, guys, let's talk about what we're actually doing here. So what...
Well, that was a serious suggestion. Bergour could lure
let's
it
figure out what we're doing and decide before we start casting spells.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Arlen? Does Bergour want to go get its attention?
Just make noise to get its attention. Bang your shield on your thing on your shield. Like, it doesn't have to be one person going in.
Yeah,
Why
so
would the
my
wolf come
question
out?
is, we know we can figure out a way to signal to it that we're out here. I guess the question is it going to actually come out? Because it's not, right? It's an animal and it's smart. It's not like a goblin where it just wants to, stabby stab us because we're humans. It's, you know,
Well,
if I
that's why I
go
was
up there and
suggesting
start
only
banging my
one
shield around,
small
I think
dwarf.
odds are good that it just waits in its lair and hopes that it waits us out for, you know, a couple hours at least.
Well, that was why I was suggesting that we don't all go over there. We just present a a single individual that it might come out and fight you instead of seeing all of us and definitely not coming out.
We could
How
smoke it out.
How large is the burrow?
The entrance to the burrow is about, like I said, about 4 or 5 feet tall, and the burrow itself is probably about 9 or 10 feet long. And then it looks like it goes down and in somewhere. So the whatever is underneath there is probably larger. And if all it's doing is just storing it, this is not like, you know, trolls or something like that. If there is a more extensive cave complex underneath there, it's unlikely that it's gone way the fuck in there to get in. Like you say, it's an animal, like Bergour said. It's going to likely, you know, it's fight or flight. And if I guess that's one other thing to consider is if this thing decides to flee, do you guys want to try and, you know, account for that? There's enough of you guys who know with animal lore here who would know that, you know, if this thing feels like the fight is going against it, it's going to, you know, book. Do you want to account for that?
I've got a nice grease spell if we need it, but I don't know if I can cast it fast enough if it runs.
Might it have a second exit?
Well, if it gets out here, it has like big exit area, so.
No, but from the burrow. If it doesn't
Not
like
likely.
So what are we doing, guys? If you keep talking any longer, it's likely this thing's going to hear you.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
Nothing motivates like an initiative roll.
I'm
Druin
gonna...
casts Silverbeard and starts walking towards front.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Would you guys like a spell of inspiration or a song of inspiration? You're like, no.
If you guys, this is precisely the kind of situation where you would be able to get that off beforehand, Steve. If you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Grind up here 3 times and we'll just get our spells off then.
Okay, so let's do this, guys. Everyone position your token where you want to be when Rilligo starts singing this song, because it has to be loud. Like, he can't whisper it to you guys.
Yeah.
No.
And for some reason, the
It's
first
Forest
fucking
karaoke
song,
time.
the first song that went to my head as your pump-up song is Tub Thumping. So,
Is what? Tub thumping?
Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
I get knocked down. Did I get back up again?
I get knocked down.
Yes. Oh my
So I
god.
pump up my mojo before each fight. Yeah.
Hold on, let me
Is Bergour okay with me enlarging him? 'Cause that's what I'll do.
Yeah, that's of course.
Let's have like verbal confirmation.
Sure.
Remember, it gives you human-like movement speed.
How close do we have to
Yeah.
be to Hiriligo for the song to take?
Oh, it's I think it's like
Just
20.
within earshot? Or...
I think it's 30 feet.
Okay.
30 feet
Perfect.
is.
I think
Are you? Yeah, let's look. Let's not guess.
I'm looking.
Just 5 foot step over there
Oh,
to the right.
okay. I wasn't guessing that I was 30 feet away.
It's a landing that's a little outside the reach.
Hiriligo could step 5 feet over. So,
Go there, roll.
Music poetry. Heroically inspires companions, as always, immortalizing them in word and song. +1 bonus. Affects those within 10 feet per level of experience of the bard. That is 40 feet.
40 feet, nice.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so that's where everyone wants to go. You're definitely moving within range of its scent here, too. So, you guys cautiously fan out. Druin, are you still injured, Druin, or you should be at full... I think you should be at full hit points.
but I'm going to attempt to move
Been
where
like a
I
couple
did
weeks.
silently. Like stealth, like using stealth.
Okay, so you want to try and, like, remain hidden? Hide in shadows, you mean?
Yeah, hide in shadows.
From where you are to the sun, so you can picture the sun is to the west, so there's long shadows beginning to be cast right near the side there. So you certainly have room to do that. What's your hide and shadows now?
Oh, it's actually. Let's see.
It's gone up,
It's
hasn't
really
it?
high.
It was
70.
60. It's 70 now. Nice. Okay.
As sneaky as I am.
Dorman, are you doing anything to try and conceal yourself as well?
No, I'm going to be casting Enlarge on Bergour. It'll be my
Okay.
exact.
All right, so let's do this. So, Riligo, how many rounds do you need to chant before or to do your song?
I think it takes 3 rounds to do the song, and
Okay.
then it lasts for 4 rounds now. because of level
Okay,
4.
so I think on your third round, guys, what you can see happen is slowly moving its way forward. You hear first a low growl from somewhere deep in the burrow, and because of the depth of the burrow and the angling of the kind of like box canyon here, the little box canyon, it carries out. Ooh, Jesus. Sounds like someone breaking their mic. Okay, so hold on, guys. These will go... If you're saving that to go off just as Aurelgo finishes, this is going to happen first.
Oh, no, the last 20 rounds, I'm going to pop it as soon as Realigo starts.
Okay, cool. So then track it as 17 rounds. So Bergour, you are big now. And... Well, hold on. It only makes you... forgive me.
40%
I'm not that big. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I just really like making that sound.
I'm 6 foot tall now.
It's funny. I had someone comment recently on a sound effect, like the sound effects I make for it, and it was at a section where I didn't even realize I did it. I just sort of, because I like making sounds because I'm a child. Here we go. What you see is in the middle of that, in that burrow, you first hear this low, throaty growl. And there's a snatching or snapping of teeth as well too, and from the way the angle is of the sun is sitting right now, it's complete blackness in that burrow. But the first things to catch light are 2 reflections in eyes, and the reflection of its yellowed teeth. And what slowly pokes its head out of the burrow. As Realigo finishes his chant, is perhaps the largest wolf you have ever seen. But there's something off about this wolf. What you can see is the reflection that was in its eyes. Now that it steps out, its eyes are completely cataract over. This thing cannot see at all. And its fur is all matted and in some places patchy. This thing strides out. And though it cannot speak, the message it sends is quite clear. And of course, that message is roll initiative. So, Arlen, you are... Well, first off, before we roll initiative, is there anything any archers are doing to get a first shot off here?
No, Realigo's going to use his...
Okay, I'm not asking what he's doing yet. I'm asking whether anyone's doing it. Just that.
No.
Okay.
Anybody prepared a shot? Nope.
Nope, okay.
So my hands had to be empty for the spell. So.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
How long is a turn, Kev?
A turn is 10 minutes, so that works out to there's 6 rounds per minute, so that's 60 rounds, 60.
It's infinity.
64 rounds of Silverbeard.
Nice, holy hell! All right, so this thing strides out, and guys, let's Arlen, you are in the lucky initiative seat. Everyone decide what you're doing for this first round of battle. And then, Arlen, would you kindly beat my 5?
All right. Oh.
Okay. So, I am acting, I believe, on a 10. As these big uns act a little slower.
Kev, you'll have to tell me which version of the Belial. The
Of
sword.
which?
My
Is it
sword?
is it
Whether it's
K9?
the Hound version or the normal version.
This
Because it affects the speed by 2.
right. This is the non-hound. That affects like supernatural creatures, like Nalfeshnakor, like probably werewolves. You know, but it doesn't necessarily affect every dog.
Okay. Right, that's I
Yeah.
just mattered for speed.
Yeah. So, but that is a good question, though. Okay. All right, guys. So we have first up, Dorman Kettleborn is on a 7. Dorman, what are you doing?
Dorman's casting a spell.
What is he casting?
He reaches into his bag and grabs a stick of butter, starts rubbing it on his hands, and then throws it out, and grease just fountains out and lands right in front of and on the wolf.
Okay, so just mark that square with the region or the area that's marked.
There.
And what does grease do?
Grease covers a material surface with slippery layer of fatty grease nature.
Sorry, John, you're talking way too fast.
Okay.
None of that's coming out as English right now.
So, covers a material surface with slippery layer. Creatures entering there are caught in it must make a save versus spell, or slip, skid, and fall.
Okay. Let's see
If
here.
they save, they can successfully reach a non-grease surface by the end of the round. Well, you know.
Sorry. I
It
won't
slows
roll
him
the...
down for this turn. I mean, he has to get out of it. So
He does have to get out of it. Okay, so then, yeah, that's excellent. Then it's Elanion. What are you doing?
So it looks like he's moving forward, or we can't tell what he's doing at all.
It's looking like it's going to surge forward, yeah.
All right, I'm also casting a spell.
What are you casting?
Pit.
Oh, man. What does Pit do?
he's gonna fall into a grease pit. Get out of that.
Is that the right size? Yeah, 20 feet by 20 feet. All right, so basically Landon touches the ground, and as it surges forward, the earth in that whole area just collapses down 20 feet.
Okay.
So he needs to make a save versus spell to avoid it. Otherwise,
Okay. Let's see here.
falls in.
Okay.
He'll never see that coming. Ah.
Who would?
That is a fail. So this thing comes, it leaps over. It'll be happening simultaneous with Caldor. So this thing leaps over this, but then the earth drops. I guess it has to deke around it in order to avoid the grease, and then it falls into the pit over here. Does it suffer damage when it falls in? It was
Yeah,
running.
if it's
Well,
3d6.
It is. It's actually so. It's not running in the sense that it's moving more than it's like it can reach you guys in a normal movement. So
All right, what it says is stationary or slow-moving characters who fall in suffer 2d6 damage. Running or charging characters suffer 3d6 damage.
I'd say
if you
3d6
fall in.
and go ahead and make a 3d6 roll. And then Caldor, what were you doing?
Moving in to attack.
Okay,
It's fallen down
How
into
deep is
20,
this pit?
20 feet.
20 feet. So I think.
Okay, perfect.
Well, I think what you need to do is make a save because you thought you were running in at the same time, and this pit suddenly. So because the wolf has to make a save, you have to make a save as well.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, I was running along this cliff wall.
Well, no. What
Yeah,
you said you were running in to attack this thing. This is all that's going to be happening simultaneously. Same way as the wolf is stuck with its move towards trying to get Bergour, you're stuck kind of going in, and you're subject to the pit.
Okay, what's the save?
Save versus spells.
Spell.
Oh, great. 75% chance that I fall in the hole.
Have some faith.
12.
Yeah.
If you have Astonishing Fortune, you might want to use it.
Yeah, there's Astonishing Fortune available.
It's for a 25% chance, you guys.
It's better than being in there with a wolf.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, he was going to go charge it anyway, so, I just don't want.
I mean, same difference, sure.
Success.
I'll sing songs about you,
You succeed. So, Caldor, what is it that you, as you go racing over, you suddenly? Whoa!
Well, I guess he would have just jumped over the corner of it. 'cause
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to try and flank this thing, and then it falls down into the hole. You go racing over. Rilligo, you're up next. What were you doing?
Rilligo is going to heroically leap forward a few squares and then blast his spear of heraldry and shout, "Oh!" And then everyone gets another +1 to their attacks, and for a total of +2 to their attacks.
He's on the edge of the pit, taunting it. Love it.
Exactly.
Okay. Then it's Bergour. What were you planning on doing?
I was running in, so I guess I got to make a save versus spells too.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Might
intending to
want to tell
leap
us
in
about
there.
the pit next time, Elanion.
Little heads up, eh?
What's the first step?
I thought you guys would wait for it to come
Success.
to you. I didn't realize you were
Okay.
gonna attack.
So, whoa,
rush up
jeez,
to
what do
it.
we see with Bergour?
Bergour, runs up towards it, and it's that, skids up to the edge, the rocks falling in that he displaced, but he's right at the edge of the thing. He's, we might see flash through his mind. He's wondering, I could just hop down now that I'm bigger.
This is true. It's only 20 feet down, so...
Well, only 20 feet down. Well,
Yeah.
the plunging attack, Dark Souls style.
Exactly. All right. Then next up is Druin Axebrother.
Druin is standing there with the sword, the giant two-handed sword, and he's like, I'm going to wait for it to come out.
Well, hold on. What was he doing? Was he planning on entering melee with it?
Well, I didn't know, because, entering melee, but...
Then you've got to make a save as well, too, then. Because if remember, this is all happening
I don't.
simultaneously. Were you planning on
my
entering...
initiative is 15. I'm using a two-handed sword. I was thinking the creature would come to me, so...
So then, let's just to roleplay this fairly here. If this thing had attacked Bergour, you would not have engaged?
No, I would move to where the creature is after it moved.
Right, but the thing is, you're still like, this is not a matter of moving chess pieces around. It's all happening simultaneously. With this kind of spell, we kind of have. This is why we have to rely on what you declared.
Okay,
Bergour
I
knew
declared a melee attack with my sword.
Right, in which case you would have been moving in to fight this thing. So that's why Bergour had to make a save. That's why Calidor had to make a save.
Sure.
Yeah. So. 13. You want to spend?
Take the damage.
Would you want to take a point of astonishing fortune though?
Oh, we have.
Yeah. You guys have tons left, so you could, and you got a good chance of succeeding on that.
I kind of want to just take the damage so I can go down the pit and hit it.
Okay, sure. Okay, so then it's. I think you weren't. You're moving your. I think
My combat move's only 20, so that's it. I'm not. Like I was saying, I'm not charging. I hadn't intended to rush or run attack.
No, I know.
Basically,
it's just the way we've interpreted it for the rest of the characters and for the wolf was that they were moving. Because what it says is if it's slow moving or stationary, and then the only other alternative is running or charging.
But if that pit wasn't there and the wolf was there, then I would only be moving 10 spaces. I wouldn't be running.
Right, which is just
if
your
the
combat
wolf
move.
if the wolf had gotten to where Bergour is, then I take a step to the side. Again,
right. It's the fact that you're making your combat move. This wolf's combat move is what it was making as well too, and it was not slow moving. You're slow moving in the sense that you have very little movement rate available to you, but you would have been moving up to your full combat move that round. So it's 3d6 then for the damage. Elanion.
Yeah, whatever. 15 points or
roll that.
He's not slow moving.
He's not slow moving. No.
The damage is right there. It's 12.
What damage?
The damage is in the chat. Elanion
No, that's what he rolled against the wolf.
Oh, you want me to roll a different one?
Yeah.
Different damage for each character?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not an area effect spell. It only
Hey,
triggers.
yeah,
There you go. You got
less.
less.
Okay.
Okay. So you fall, and I think you're prone as well too, as is the wolf. So you guys are both there. All right. I think that is the end of round 1. And okay, no one's got any volleys or anything, so we're on to round 2. Arlen, we thank you for your service. Jeff, you were up next here. So everyone decide what you're doing this round. Oh, fuck. Jeff, beat my 1.
Oh.
It's a D10, right?
D10, please. Yeah.
Ah.
Guess that's going first. That's right. Time to roll a 9.
Oh shit! Sorry, I had it scrolled up. Oh shit. Okay, so it's gonna.
It's just gonna go faster than all of us.
Yeah.
What did
So-
you get? I didn't see.
Kev, I
Kev
need a
rolled a 1.
clarification.
Yep.
My climb ability that I have, is it part of my move or is it a special action?
What do you mean?
Thief skill.
Yeah, so climbing is just a kind of movement.
Like, so I can climb down the side of the pit
Sure.
as my move? Okay.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
have a different movement rate than like when I'm going vertical.
Exactly. You just move because you're a thief. It's a little faster, but you do move. You can easily climb down. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's not what
The actually, if you want to take a look, the under the climb rules in the. Well, hold on. You don't have a copy. One second.
yeah, I don't have the book.
Here, I got it. I got it right in front of me. Rate of climbing.
I'm assuming it's half usually is the traditional.
It depends on the surface. What does this? And I think the surface is quite easy. Hobbs, what's the description of the surfaces on pit?
All right, so it says that it's climbable. It's not unclimbable. Given 2d4 rounds, any character can scramble free, though characters with special climbing abilities can escape in a single round.
So that
Okay.
tells me you can go down in a single round. Make
Okay.
your roll, and then you'll be able to go down as that round. That will be your only action, though.
Well, that's why I asked if it was my action or my combat move.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna be your full action. Okay. So this thing is gonna get to its feet.
Unless I want to take 2d6.
Say again.
Unless I
you
want
wanna
to take 2d6 damage.
To carefully hop down. Yep, yep. It would only be 2d6.
We're missing 2 initiatives.
Okay.
I'm looking up to see what it takes to do my spell. Sorry.
Okay. Now, Druin's got Silverbeard active, so
AC 3.
AC 3, yeah, and then you're unfortunately prone right now, so it's a little easier to hit. Fucking nat 20. So,
You're gonna put that DR2 to use.
well, actually, Druin, would you give me a strength check, please?
Oh, I was trying to maul him.
And your strength's what, a 16?
17.
Oh, 17, nice. Awesome. Okay, so you take 5 points of damage. DR will apply against this, and then it tries to like toss you across the other side, but you kind of you manage to like wrench free of its jaws, so you are free to act. All right, I'm missing somebody in here. Oh, Elanion. All right, so first up then, amongst our heroes is Elanion on 11. What are you doing?
Casting Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Okay.
So he has to make a saving throw. Basically, it's trying to grab him. The victim must make a saving throw, and if successful, the hand sinks into the ground.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if that's a success. Oh shit, that is a success. So it goes up, and then what happens on the successful save? Does it go away, or is it that you can try again next round?
It goes back in the ground, and then every level of the caster, there's a 20% chance of reappearing beneath the creature to grab it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so you cast that, it comes up, and it kicks, to the side, or wrenches kind of out of this earthen grasp, and it sort of collapses down into mud, and there's still some, disturbing of the surface. It may happen again. Then it is Calidor. What are you doing?
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and you can rule what you think. I'm
Okay.
going to jump down onto the wall and attack it with my sword.
I was hoping
So
that
whether you
someone
want
would
to
do
rule
that.
there was some
So,
extra damage that I
here-
would take that it would
Yeah.
also take.
So here's what it's gonna. What I want you to do is give me a save versus breath weapon. That's sort of the agile save here. Let's see if you can take advantage of falling on this relatively softer surface.
And 10-foot taller surface.
Well, it's not 10 feet taller. I mean, it's, you know...
Well, it's a big boulder, right?
This is longer than it is tall. Success. Fantastic. So, I'm going to say it's 1d3 damage is what you take. So go ahead and, Hobbs, give us a 1d3 roll as you leap down. Then go ahead and make your attack roll.
I don't know if you want me to stand like on that square. Or what
Yeah, you'll be on top. I was going to move this thing to the back, and then I'm going to get you. Okay, so you take 2 points of damage from that fall. And then go ahead and make your attack roll, Calidor. I'm going to reduce its armor class by a bit as well.
Here we go.
Let's see. That's a hit, definitely. Go ahead and roll
And this
damage.
thing is large.
Yep.
Nice.
Holy shit. Wow. All right, so you plunge the sword into it and sort of ride it down on the side. Give me a dex check. Let's see if you can land on your feet here.
Okay, so let's just roll.
Yeah, just roll against your dex.
D20.
And then it'll be Rilligo, you're up next.
Rilligo will say, I am the power, and renew his +2.
Oh, I forgot my +2, actually. That
Yep.
would get us AC -4.
Okay.
To attack for another round.
All right. Then it is... let's see here. Oh, shit. Rilligo's gone. Sorry, Bergour and Dorman?
Okay. Dorman's gonna do his half combat move up here and pull out his short bow.
Okay.
And I don't think I can attack because I've actually got to get it out and ready to go. So.
Okay. No, you can move it. It's only when it's retrieving from the ground.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll pop a shot at it then.
Okay.
I took missile weapon style, so I should be able to shoot twice and move.
Yes. Yep, that's fine. Dave, give me a strength check, actually. I got something I'm curious about. Okay.
I'm gonna take a -6 so I don't shoot anybody in melee.
You want Drew to
not a
do a
bad
strength check?
Yes, please.
So it's a total of -4.
Yep.
I just did one. So let's go.
Ooh, a 3. Did I get him?
A 3. 3 hits, yeah.
Eat it.
Nice. Druin, you still have both hands on your sword.
I'm like, blink! I got him!
Okay, so you hit him. Yeah, that's a little bit. Every little bit helps.
Get him, Bergour.
Bergour, what are you doing?
I just want to hop down into the pit. I want to basically, I mean, I'm imagining myself kind of, since it sounds like the walls are not quite like sheer, that I can sort of half slide down to make sure that I can stay up when I get down to the bottom.
Okay. So
But-
first off, give us an attack roll.
Oh, I'm not, I was just going down.
You'll be in melee contact with it if you do want to like combine the two to do what
Okay.
like Calidor jump down and hack this thing.
Then I will do that as well.
But you're not landing on it, so you're going to take full, the 2d6 damage from the fall.
Yep.
But
No.
okay, so
Dodging
that
person?
unfortunately misses. Hobbs, give us 2d6 roll, and then Bergour, give us a dex check. Let's see if you can keep on your feet.
Oh,
Jeez.
It's a bad fall.
you want astonishing fortune for that?
No,
Okay, and then it's Druin. Druin, what are you doing?
Druin is probably like kneeling or something like that, and he's just gonna swing that two-handed sword with everything he's got.
Okay, so Bergour, much as it tweaks your ankle, that you land on your feet. Druin, you get yourself up and swing that two-handed sword of yours. That is a big hit. Go ahead and roll damage with Ruavar.
Boom.
Druin, how do you take this thing down?
It's got like Calidor on its back and Bergour attacking it from the front, and Druin just like swings the two-handed sword kind of in an upward arc from his knees and catches it right underneath the chin and right across the chest and splits its throat open, and blood sprays all over all of us.
Oh,
Well, there's a pit down there to catch all of that.
So the The thing that you can tell, I guess, let me transition out of our fighty music and back to our ambient music. What is... Oh, it's that one that's playing, I think. And I think this is our... Yeah. I could fall asleep to this music, incidentally. This ossuary. It's, for those listening at home, this is Ossuary 5 Rest by Kevin MacLeod. It's just a fantastic ambient song or ambient track. Anyway, one of the things that you notice, Elanion, just because you can see the spray, this blood is not... It's congealed, and, you know, it's like when you butcher an animal that's sat for too long. You know, like a carcass that's sat for too long. This is not a healthy living creature.
No.
Or at least not fully. So, what happens next then, guys?
So Elanion just raises his hand in the ground, just comes back up, and it is gone, and everything is back to the surface.
Okay.
Roman's over there with the suspender just stabbed him like, I'm not going to be picked on anymore for my spell usage.
This is the first time anyone has seen Elanion be able to demonstrate that level of Earth mastery, so it was surprising.
Earth magic? Earth mage.
Yeah, seriously. So, what happens next then, guys?
Suppose we should figure out what it's got in its den, see if it can provide any clues.
How about we have a little discussion about when we're using spells and how they work?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys have fun.
It's a running theme with Druin. Oh, God.
Well, no, it's just like common courtesy.
Yeah.
If the ground's gonna fall out beneath me, I kind of need to know. If there's gonna be webs in a frickin' garden, I want to know about that too. If you're gonna shoot fire in my direction, I want to know. It's kind of like if I'm gonna swing a sword and you're gonna be in the way, I'm gonna tell you, duck.
He just looks at him with his head tilted slightly. You mad, bro?
All right. So, Dorman, I'm not sure what clues you're looking for in there, but what you find is what you would expect to find in a what do you call it? In the lair of a wolf. You know, this appears to be a very recent use of it. Like there's not like there's well, I guess one thing you find is there's patches of this thing's fur that have sort of torn off in the entrance as it walks in, and if you compare it to the top of this thing, it's like patches of fur were just scraped off as it sort of tried to make its way in here.
That doesn't, that doesn't sit right with me.
No.
I'm gonna take a sampling of the fur and whatnot and just put it in a little pouch, and maybe one of the rangers will know about it or something.
Okay, so let's just remember where we are. That ain't like a CSI pouch you're putting this thing. This is one of your pouches. You're putting bloody rotten fur. Okay. Whoever's sharing a tent with Dorman's going to be delighted.
I'm gonna leave it outside.
So, and the sun is setting at this point as well too. So you guys are still, you think you can quite easily navigate towards Millbourne from here. It's probably only a few miles away from Millbourne. But anything else you guys are doing?
Let's do that. Let's head. Well, I mean, so do we think it was full of demon energy or undead, or do we have a way of knowing? Or
you're the one with animal lore.
Well, I definitely know it's not normal for an animal, but other than that, I don't know a lot.
If you examine the carcass, you would swear that this thing, it seems to have been, if you found it dead in a forest, say, you would guess that this thing was 3 days dead.
That was funny, Jeff.
I say we should take some kind of sign back to the farmers that the wolf is dead so they can sleep at ease.
do we want to do something to make sure that it can't come back if it actually is like a necromantic?
Well, if it doesn't have a head, that usually helps.
Do we have to burn it?
What did you find in its den, Dorman?
Typical wolf stuff. Bloody matted fur. Looks like it was rotting as it walked.
Well, it certainly seemed to be blind from what I could see.
That blood doesn't look normal.
So whether hunting by scent alone or pure instinct, I don't know.
I guess one horrible kind of thought crosses your mind, Elanion. If the blood's not pumping and the it's not seeing if any other parts of its normal bodily functions are not going, what's happening in its stomach?
Ooh,
Ugh.
cut it open.
Hey, it's a kid there?
Uh,
Oh no, the kid got ragdolled. That's right.
A kid was ragdoll before it was consumed.
Might still be worth cutting it open.
We'll learn something.
Okay. So Elanion
Alidor will
takes...
come over and help with that.
Sure. So you take a knife and run it along the length of its stomach. We don't need to go into detail what you find, but suffice it to say that you find the remains of basically completely undigested in the least, almost intact versions of the bits of the cow, but in large chunks, and the same for a small body. Whatever this thing was doing, it was eating, and you can find there also what it actually needed.
Can we see what killed it originally?
You did not. There's no sign of any other, like gruesome injury. So I just got a message that OBS dropped out and then dropped back in. So I'm just gonna see. Oh,
Yeah, you were just cutting out for me, Kev.
Oh, was I?
That
Okay.
For anyone
a little
else.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, you were
Oh,
roboting.
sorry. Yeah, it just said that OBS. So it looks like we're still streaming though.
I went on the YouTube and someone else had mentioned that it had been cutting out. So I don't know if you're just having.
Oh,
internet
that's weird. I don't know.
problems Today.
Yeah, hopefully it
Well,
didn't cut. Hopefully it didn't cut up
Yeah,
too
you're
much
live
there.
right now. Like I can see on the screen on YouTube. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Time for higher end internet, Kev.
Oh, I have as good as I can get here, and it's plugged right in too. So I don't know what's going on. That's the first time I've had.
Tell your internet service provider that you're a famous YouTuber who needs excellent service.
Yes, because dropping definitely going to get me. Wait, you're using how much of our bandwidth?
Yeah.
So, what else are you guys doing here, or are you heading back to Melbourne at this point?
I wonder if the right thing to do is to take the remains of the boy back to the farm and, bury it with the rest of them, and then let the family know that their boy has been avenged.
That would actually be very good.
That sounds fair.
Can we put it in a sack or something at least? Because.
Well, yeah. Let me see if I got a spare one around here. Got a waterproof bag, but that's probably for something else. So, anybody got like a sack?
Not one big enough for a boy.
It's probably for something else. This is not my child's body bag. Where do we put our child's body bag?
Yeah, I don't have
sized body bag. I do have a sack.
Yeah, that's so. If what you want to do is transport it back, I'm assuming the waterproof bag actually might not be an awful option.
Sounds perfect, actually.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
if it's waterproof, then I can wash it out and maybe use it again. Maybe. No, I'm getting rid of it.
Would leave it with
I'll
the
make this
family.
sacrifice, yeah.
It won't
Oish.
leak all over your back while we're carrying it. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna pour them out in their house?
So, are you going to Jakob's farm before you are heading back to Melbourne then?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Should we skin the giant wolf, or I guess to not bother because it's kind of undead?
It's like dead, rotting dead. I don't think anything you get off of it's going to be good.
No.
Yeah.
It's,
Calidor thinks we should burn the body.
I was thinking
Alright.
the same thing. We take the time to collect some wood and burn it.
You had mentioned about bringing proof back as well too. What are you guys thinking?
Probably, I don't know, some fangs to the head. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's bring something like the head or something.
The head is
Well, maybe
the head is as big as a doorman.
I think we just bring some of its teeth. Some of its teeth.
Sure, it's yes.
A paw, maybe.
Or a paw. I think we should burn the head. I think we should burn as much of it as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got my burning hands I can use to set things alight.
I mean,
Yeah, if you got your burning hand, like, you know, I was thinking through how much time it would take, but I mean, if you guys just drag this thing into the burrow or whatever, and then, you know, burning hands that you could leave it burning there. Bless you.
I do have
Bless you.
Let's see.
Let's see.
firewood. I carry a little bit on me all the time, so something at least get something started.
Yeah. So if that's what you guys want, do you guys want to do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Leave it burning in there, okay?
Lighten my pack a little bit.
I gotta figure out.
My burning hands now does 9 to 11 damage. Pretty skookum.
Now I don't have. I have access to a lot of monster stats, but I need to find if I have access to the burning zombie wolf stats because that'd be pretty important.
Windows way better.
Fire.
Yeah.
Should definitely be something that gets added to the list.
Definitely. All right, so then, so what we see then, I guess, is after a little bit of fussing around, you guys have those trophies you mentioned, and we see smoke coming up and light coming from the deepest part of the small little, not canyon, but the small little meeting of the or cliff wall. You, I imagine, walk in mostly in silence from here meeting till the farmer's house. It probably takes you about another 4 hours to reach there, so it's going to be fairly late when you're actually arriving, too. You guys are all quite well rested, though, and you're all hardy adventurers, so no one's, like, getting ready to drift off. What do you do when you reach their Jakob's farmhouse?
Knock.
Yeah, who's gonna speak this time?
Oh gosh. Okay. I guess I better go for it.
Perilgo, you're in.
All right. Use my NPC adjustment. Hey, what's the kid's name again?
I don't think we ever learned the child's name.
I don't think you ever got it.
Child. Okay. What's his name? I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget. What's his name?
Ragdoll?
No, we'll call him Ragdoll.
We'll say his name is Eric.
Eric. All right. So yeah, we knock on the door, and I'm holding my holding my lute in my hands, and I'm sort of plucking a little bit of an idle, sort of soft tune in the background, just to cast a little magical pall over the situation. Nobody even notices that I'm playing, and then.
Do you remember the singing telegram scene from Clue?
That is not what I had in mind.
Okay, good.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that one with Will Ferrell.
No. All right, so you knock on the door. What's your charisma modifier again, Steve? Your reaction modifier?
Well, it's like the +7, I think. Hold on here.
You got that 18 charisma.
You got the old 18. Oh, that's Calidor. Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd the thing go? Okay. So it is charisma 18. Base. Okay. Reaction adjustment +7.
+7. There we go. Okay. All right. So the you knock on the door, I guess, or you just wait for people to hear the music and then come out.
Yeah, maybe I'll just sing softly in front of the door a little bit and wait for him to show up. Yeah.
So you see someone lights a lamp inside, and you hear from someone shouting from upstairs. Who is it? Who's out there?
It is us, the band of wolf killers. We have returned.
And so you can hear some slow talking or soft talking from inside. There you can see the light seems to travel from a second floor of this building down to the first floor, and you hear a shock as a slot or like a door stopper is slid to the side. And the door opens up, and you see that same man standing there, and he looks at you. Says, "What are you doing here at this hour as well?"
I apologize. We wouldn't come knocking on your door if we didn't have important news that you would want to hear.
What news?
Well, we went hunting for the wolf and we found it. Turns out it was a giant undead wolf. And we killed it. And we also found the remains of certain townspeople, including, we believe, a young person.
You... And he sort of... He's struggling with his words. You... And he looks into your hands, and you see you've got that sack with him. And I guess the full meaning of what you are saying kind of hits him. He looks down kind of questioningly at the sack at your side, and then looks over at the rest of the group. You guys are all just standing, I guess, nearby?
Druin's pretty close to the front.
Okay.
Elanion's in the back petting his dog.
Okay. And what... Well, I guess who is carrying who's holding the remains here?
I think we'll have set it down at near Hirogo.
Okay, so you'll sort of gesture. He looks down at it and he drops the lantern to the ground and sort of scrambles over towards it and drops to his knees, and he grabs this and he just loses his composure. He is weeping uncontrollably at this. The light is still flickering on the sideways lantern, and then whatever light you guys have is also illuminating him. And then slowly, as you all stand around and kind of witness this broken father, the door opens and slowly more of his family emerge, and they all sort of join around for him. And the last to sort of emerge from this is that old guy, the father. He kind of comes out and looks down. And those of you who live longer than human lives, you've seen in the span of the time that you guys have been alive, humans in such a shorter period of time, in the comparative blink of an eye, you see them go from what seem to be infants to suddenly, elders. And what you can tell with your experience with humans, particularly the dwarves and the elves in the group, is just how much, elves and dwarves, you experience the world in the same way, but humans just seem to burn through their life with such, ferocity, and with so much experience that it seems to eat through them. And you can see the look on this guy's face, as opposed to his young son or younger son and his family too. The look on this guy's face tells you that this is not the first time that he's, someone has brought, or that death has come knocking at his door. So he looks down at this, and he's got a look of concern, for his son and his son's family. But he looks up at the lot of you, and he slowly kind of, makes eye contact with each of you. And is Elanion paying any heed to what's going on over here, or is he completely focused on his dog?
I think that I could see him look over once, like maybe there's a pause, or he can feel the guy's eyes on him.
So I think then, yeah, there's a moment where you look over, and it's probably, it's part of that, that elven aura. It's almost like you're not necessarily, manifesting your majesty, but he looks over and sees you, and there's this, very brief moment between the two of you, and he nods his head towards you in a, ever so slightly, as if recognizing that, you did the necessary thing, and he's grateful for that.
And Elanion would simply nod back.
What the old man sort of says something to someone in, and then some servants come out, and they show all of you guys to the nearby barn. They want you to stay in there for the evening. It's safe. It's out of the elements, and in the hayloft you'll be free of the the detritus and animal whatever on the ground. They'll also bring you some food, and